it's time to wake up. Kincade and Salciunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
And a good Thursday morning to you, Philadelphia. Happy day one of the NCAA tournament. I wonder how many people are even awake right now, Johnny. Is today a day where people still take off, or is today a long lunch day? See, I've never experienced the real world, right? I've been here for 11 years. So I worked middays for a really long time.
And that's not the real world.
No, and I can't take off from my sports job because of a sports day. Now that I am blessed doing mornings here with you, we're done at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we're
baby.
done. This is a day that can become a sports day any day we want. And today is a sports day. Today is that opportunity.
It's exciting. I get it.
It's fun.
A lot of people don't watch like all season long. I totally understand, but it's an excuse to start watching some basketball throughout the course of the day. Connor, you worked in a previous life outside of radio. What was Connor Thomas's life when he was working mortgages on the Thursday and Friday of the tournament?
Yeah, so we were in a call center, and you could put yourself like available to take calls, but we had a bunch of TVs. So this was a day where you just turned your phone off and hoped nobody caught you and just stared at the TVs until you got yelled at.
Well, were people calling, though?
They were calling somebody else. They weren't calling me.
Because I'm wondering, like on a day like this, how many people just check out?
Yeah, today is a day where there's probably a lot of less productivity
I would imagine
in the
so.
workplace.
That's fine.
And of course, all you high school teachers out there that are getting ready, you want to be the cool teacher? Have the TV on.
Here's the strange thing for you. So I did this the other day, and I kept it from you yesterday. I said the other day, let's how do we want to run things for class today?
Yeah, because you've got class tonight.
And my kids cared.
About the tournament? Frauds.
Like
Frauds.
none of them were that invested on.
Man, what is
Got to be
happening?
watching games.
What has happened to college kids?
Now they
dude?
will, but none of them are that invested in watching games. Now, when I went to Temple, we were in the tournament every year, and it was a bigger deal. But now it's just not the same.
I loved the tournament before I went to Temple.
None of them were that invested in it.
Wow, dude, I gotta say, I might never speak to that class.
They were not
they were not
that invested. I'm like, really? I said, like, what are we going to do? And they're like,
oh, that's
we'll be there.
That's extremely disappointing.
We'll be here.
I mean, it's
not
man.
That's it's a
tells you about society these days.
It's a different day and age.
Gen Zers.
It's a different day.
They don't care about the tournament anymore.
No, what they care about is their education. I like hearing that.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that crazy though? The
Nerds.
kids, they're not in the same. They're not that invested in the NCAA tournament as the players aren't, as the coaches aren't.
Yeah, well,
they're all into their own. You can't follow the game. You can't do the same things. So the game did this to themselves. Players play at 3 colleges over 4 or 5 years. There's no attachment to it.
Yeah, but you could be attached to the logo. You could be attached to your bracket. You could be attached to money, baby. Right?
You can.
I got FanDuel Sportsbook app's going to be fired up, Johnny.
Yeah, I got the Bet Parks app ready.
Look,
but
it's a busy day the next couple of days.
I have not filled out a bracket though. Oh. Now the idea of doing a of in-game betting and things like that will absolutely be a part.
Yeah, it's always intriguing.
That'll be a part of the equation. And to me, honestly, with that that's much more interesting to me than a bracket.
Okay.
Like, as far as for me, that's more interesting than a bracket.
Now I know where your students get it from.
There you go.
All right. Yesterday, we had some fun talking about the Phillies. The Phillies have been getting more and more buzz because we are 1 week away.
Closer.
We're a week away from opening day for the Philadelphia Phillies. Can't freaking wait. They open up the season at home against the Texas Rangers. Back-to-back 4 o'clock starts, which I love. The Thursday 4 o'clock, the Friday Saturday 4 o'clock.
You love that.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah, man. Because I can get Coop to buy into a 4 o'clock first pitch. We could do the snacks. I can get all that situated. So it works. Or I could take him to PJ's. It's his favorite spot to go. So I can work this out.
You can say, hey, PJ's.
Yeah,
we'll go and we'll watch, but will he watch?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's great.
Yeah, get him a Corona. He'll sit down right in front of the TV.
Yeah, he'll be good.
He'll nod off in like 10 minutes.
All right. We want to talk to a group of fans today. Now, everybody is included. This is not a show where we are going to have those of you who don't fall in this category to pipe down, sit down, shut up. No, we want everybody involved in this. But, Johnny, you and I have been talking about a specific crowd for the last couple of years. and it's the wake me up when October comes crowd.
And I have poo-pooed that crowd for years.
Up until this offseason.
And this offseason, I told them the mea culpa of this year, I understand.
John Kincade.
I understand. I'm not with them.
Sure.
But this year, I understand their struggle. I understand. I feel it for the first time. I feel it. I feel that where the sort of, because I think there's a little anger involved in wake me up when it's October.
Yeah, absolutely.
This year, I feel it. I feel where that's coming from. I feel that frustration. I share it with them. So this year, it's a little bit different.
You have reached the point where I have been at, like, for 2 years now with Embiid, right? Where if anybody calls in and says, I want to trade Joel Embiid, I can't, like, I won't bark. Like, it's like, all right.
Can't.
Like,
well, you can't.
If that's your opinion, like, I can't fight that anymore. So you have reached that point with the wake me up when October.
And it took a
crowd
long
comes.
time, by the way. It took a long time. But I don't feel like I'm late to the party with this. Like, I don't really feel like it's something I'm late to the party.
I understood people last year saying it. After that Mets playoff series that just beat the crap out of us in 2024, I understood everybody that said that going into the 2025 season, where once again, they didn't really do much in the offseason. Their big signing was what, Max Kepler? Like
yes.
that was the big signing going into 2025. And your big signing in 2026 is a relief pitcher that we really like in Brad Keller. And another reclamation project you hope that Adolis Garcia can do, right? Like that's where we're at with the Phillies. So everybody that's saying
and some players you're bounding rebounding players, like you're saying, is Zach Wheeler coming back?
Right.
Things like that.
Right. There's a lot of questions about this team, and questions that, once again, as we've said a couple of times this week, the Phillies have brought upon themselves. Right? Bryce Harper has brought the criticism upon himself. Up until the home run in the World Baseball Classic, when he drops the whole, I can't wait to have Judge hitting behind me, and then he doesn't hit the ball at all.
Absolutely.
Even though it was only 6 games, he brought that upon himself. The Phillies have brought this mentality from fans upon themselves, coming up small in the NLCS the way they did, losing without even a fight except for one person, Nick Castellanos, in 2024 against the Mets. And then last year, sure, can I sit down and try to take all my emotion out of that Dodgers series and say they played that team tough? Absolutely.
Yeah, we can, but we're not hanging a banner for it.
It also doesn't help that then Dave Dombrowski had the press conference that he had. I think I would have stomached that loss in that series better if Dave Dombrowski didn't say the things that he say. Like we have a good club, we were one throw away, we were one pitch away. Like, I hated that, because a lot of the issues that came up in the Dodgers series have been the issues, right? A bad decision by the manager, bats going cold, no clutch hits, relying on the home run ball. The issues of previous playoffs played out against the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a very good team. They won the freaking World Series.
That's fair.
But when Dave Dombrowski kind of just said, we ran into a good club, that made it even worse to digest.
I think that's fair. And it did, because I think right now, and I'm not calling this to get it straight, I think the Phillies have a loser energy around them. They have I heard something yesterday from Tom McCarthy that I liked and I hated when he did the interview with John Marks and Sean Bryce.
What did he say? He
talked yesterday about that the Sean and John were asking him about, the vibes down at spring training. And Tom McCarthy goes, yeah, this team's really loose and very relaxed. In one hand, I want to hear that.
Sure.
But in another hand, I don't. In one hand, I want to hear that they're very relaxed, that they're very professional, that they're going about their business. On the other hand, I want to hear a team that has a little bit of, oh my gosh, we got desperation. We're desperate. We're working here. We know we got a little bit of pressure on us. And they seem like it sounds a little nonchalant. So I'm not ripping what Tom McCarthy said, but what I'm saying to you is that I can like something and hate something at the same time. And I sort of hate hearing that.
All right, let's try to play therapist here. All
okay.
Right? I'm playing therapist. I am not actually one. Shout out to my sister who actually does that kind of stuff. The the Phillies need to have a looser attitude, not just because of they are a boring team with no energy. We talked about that a lot, right?
Yeah,
like
they really are.
They're white bread. They're very bland, right?
They're bland.
It took Harrison Bader to at least put some mayonnaise on the bread,
and they couldn't wait to get rid of him.
Right, exactly. The Phillies being tight has been a problem for this team.
Okay,
right? Like they are front runners. We have seen that when things are going great, man. They're hitting home runs.
Oh no! You're right.
They're aggressive
You're right.
on the base paths and not dumb. They're aggressive and taking the extra bag, and it's smart sometimes. But they're front runners. The Phillies are. When times get tough, and I'm not talking about just one series against the Dodgers. I'm talking about the series against the Mets. I'm talking about the series against the Diamondbacks. When they came home, and the whole world was expecting the Phillies to win one of those two games, and they lost both of them.
And they were listless in both of them.
And they were tight, man. And
they were tight.
Alec Bohm straight up admitted it this past offseason after one of the losses to the Dodgers, is that he was tight. And I wonder how many people he was speaking for, because it's been a problem. So if we're playing therapy, maybe they do need to loosen up.
Okay, so I get you. And look, it's a bit hypocritical to criticize people and say, oh, you're being too loose, you're being too relaxed. But to me, I don't want to necessarily hear, I guess maybe, that the Phillies are that relaxed. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that they're relaxed. I don't want to hear that they're not that. I want to hear that they're a little on edge. I want to hear that they're a little feisty.
All right, here's where I'll push back.
I don't want to hear nonchalance. I don't want to hear that this team is like, yeah, they're very relaxed. They're very ready to go. They're very comfortable. I want to hear a little, they're on edge.
All right, here's where I'll push back. 2024, they're on edge. Right after that, the worst loss out of all of these will forever, if they don't win a World Series, it'll forever be the Diamondbacks series.
Diamondbacks was absolutely the worst. It'll be the worst chapter in this era of history. It'll be the worst.
Reading this era of Philly. I will not want to read it and relive it because I watched it and I hate my life for it. They came out in 2024 with their hair on fire.
They did.
And remember, they were winning a lot. And if you remember, man, we talked about this because this is year one of the show. Happy 2-year anniversary yesterday. When Kyle Schwarber was doing the whole, yeah, man, everybody's angry in there. We know that we won like 9 straight, but we're angry that we lost this one, right?
Okay.
And I remember talking about that energy and how you have to keep it because what happens is JT Realmuto, they won enough games. He was able to get surgery. It wasn't necessary, but they thought, all right, we have a big enough, sizable lead. Let's let JT get his surgery. He'll come back. Then they started losing games. And the same person that was angry for one loss later on in the summer said, yeah, it was just a series. Been playing a lot of good baseball this year. And I go, whoa. You can't tell me 1 month and then another month that's okay.
It was sort of the change of Jalen Hurts from where when did winning not become the whole deal?
Yeah, the standard was the standard, and then it was when is winning not the main thing.
Exactly.
And once that happened, I
pressure changed.
I knew that season was over. The second Jalen Hurts changed that tone, that message, I knew it was over. When I heard Kyle Schwarber say that in the next calendar year, I said, uh-oh. You can't go from we're angry over one loss and then all of a sudden say, it's all good that we lost this series. You got to find the balance. It's a long year, right?
Yeah.
You can't do the hair on fire all season.
So, again, I am making it clear here. What I heard Tom McCarthy say yesterday, and I should have pulled it, I'm sorry about that. What I heard Tom say that is that, they're very, the team is, and John seemed a little shocked to hear it, that they were very relaxed, that this team's very relaxed, they're very comfortable. One hand, I realize that can be a very good thing. But on the other hand, when I heard it, it pissed me off a little bit. And I realized that might not make sense to people. So I'm saying, I'm pointing out that it could seem illogical. But to me, it seems as I want this team to have more urgency. I don't want nonchalance out of this team.
All right. Well, now speaking of urgency, how urgent are the fans? Our question for you today, the Wake Me Up When October crowd. If you are one of them, what do you mean by that? John, I don't think somebody that says wake me up when October comes will literally not watch from March 26th until whatever the final day of the regular season is.
I don't think they mean it. And this is why I asked you about this yesterday after the show, and we knew we were going to talk about it today. I don't think they mean that either. But is it okay for me to ask, what the hell do they mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it annoys me when I hear people say it. Because to me, I want to know what it means. Are you on a normal June and July night, if you're a wake me up in October guy, what does that mean? Like when I'm pissed off after a July loss, when they blow a lead in the 8th inning or whatever, do you just go to bed and say, it doesn't matter, wake me up in October?
No, the person that says wake me up when October comes will say, see, this is why they're going to lose.
Well, but you see, that person can't do, like, I can't give them that grace to do that.
Sure.
Because you can't do the pick and choose.
Well, people will.
Because but you see, you can't. If you're going to be that guy that says wake me up in October, you can't pick and choose when you choose to point out the teams, because then you got to pick out the positivity too.
Right.
Like when they go on they win 8 of 9 and things are really cruising, and this offensive, like I believe this team's pitching staff is going to give them great chances to put together 8 of 10 streaks.
Right.
You can't just pick and choose when you decide to be praiseworthy. To me, that's how I fan. But somebody else is going to say to me, "Well, John, that's not true. That's not how I fan." And that's fine. Mm-hmm. I just want to know. I sort of want to know the rules of the game going in. You know what I mean? Like when somebody tells me, I want to know the rules of the game going in for the wake me up in October crowd.
I think it's everybody's personal way of going into it. Maybe the better question is, like, how are you going to handle the Phillies season, the regular season, right? Because regardless of where you fall in this wake me up when October thing comes, we all agree it's all about one thing at this point. Like, World Series.
It's all about, well,
that's one goal for this Phillies team.
Now, to me, I look at it differently. I look at it as, for this team, it's all about looking at the landscape of baseball. It is all about this team getting to the National League Championship Series and having a chance to beat the Dodgers.
That's fine.
That's, to me, I think that's the most fair, objective way to look at measuring this Phillies
But they
team.
can't be bounced in the NLDS again. Like that's done. So we're all on the same page there, right? Like,
so yeah, we're
got
all
to pass the NLDS, regardless of who you are as a fan, how excited you are, or how pessimistic you are. We're all on the same page. The Phillies got to get to an NLCS. If we're talking about this team with this payroll,
everybody's together
with the we're a good club mindset of Dave Dombrowski. So how are you going to handle yourself during the season? Because I'm somebody that will celebrate a walk-off hit in May. And I'm going to celebrate that.
The thing is, though, I'll celebrate that. Like, we'll watch the games out on the screened-in deck. I'll celebrate that loudly where my wife will say, hey, if it's a little later, keep it down.
Yeah.
Like, keep it down. I'll celebrate it loudly. I want to know that the fan that says wake me up in October, I want to know what they do that night.
Right.
And I want to know about it, because to me, and they're going to say to me, well, I'll fan the way I want to fan. And I'll be like, okay, but I'm going to look at you sideways as a fan. I need to know the rules going in. And I bet you people via text, via calls, otherwise, will be able to give us a little bit of a landmark as far as how they do.
You could text that into the Davis Honda text line, man.
Davis Honda.
Feel the Davis difference.
Glad to have them aboard.
Check them out in Burlington, 610-632-0975. There's also the people that want to be right in one way or the other.
Sure.
So
who wants to be right? If you're a wake me up in October guy and you want to be right, then to me, you're not a Phillies fan.
A coping mechanism.
No, you're not a Phillies fan.
It always comes down to.
No, but you're not a Phillies fan. I'm tired of hearing about this coping mechanism crap. Look, it's like if you need a coping mechanism with your sports team, you really need to lay down on a couch and let a professional talk to you.
Hey,
because here's the deal. If you're identifying yourself as part of the same pack,
right,
of sports fans, I want you every year going into it that your agenda is the same thing as mine is. I want to see my team win a championship. I don't give a damn about being right. I want to see my team. If I don't think, I would love nothing more than for the Sixers and Joel Embiid to shove it so far up my keister to be able to say, oh, really? You don't think we can make an Eastern Conference Finals? Look what we did, and have them go on some magical run. It would be the greatest thing in the world for you to come in here. If I saw this team go to the NBA Finals, with Joel Embiid and Paul George, if this all came together and they got some health this spring, and they went on if they went on some miracle run, I would love nothing more than to come in here and see your smiling face every day and saying you going, can you believe what we saw last night? There'd be nothing better than being wrong.
Yeah.
Being wrong sometimes as a sports fan is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome to be wrong.
I had a lot of back and forth yesterday on social media about Alec Bohm. I would love to be wrong. I would love for Alec Bohm to hit 25 home runs.
You would. And you know what? Is people who don't know you might not believe that.
Yeah, and that's fine.
People who don't know you may not believe that. It's absolutely true. You'd love nothing more than to be wrong. You'd love nothing more than to be wrong. You'd love another parade.
The first time in sports talk radio where two hosts
love to be wrong.
Love to be wrong.
Well, if it means our teams are doing better.
Exactly. All right. So
that 49er game, I can't take that one back. I scoffed at you guys.
If you are part of the Wake Me Up When October crowd comes, what do you actually mean by that? 610-632-0975. If you are not, what are you doing going into the season? What's your mindset? Are you a take a day at a time guy? Are you going to celebrate the highs but ignore the lows? Because a lot of people like to do that. How are you going to handle yourself during this 2026 Phillies season when we all know that the goal is the same? You got to get out of the divisional round of the playoffs this year. 610-632-0975. Coming up next, Flyers. Woo! Let's talk about what took place last night. And also, what is Howie Roseman cooking? The estimated available cap space came out last night, and the Eagles have how much? It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, I know this. Live betting on the BetParks app is the way to go. And I know that the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app is something I'm always telling you to do and telling you to get involved with. But Parks Casino is the place you're going to want to watch all the games. Parks Casino has got everything set up for the tournament. It is going to be an absolute party, and it starts today. I'll be out there tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. I'll be out there, but it all starts out today with drink specials, food specials, all the games on the 150-foot video wall. It's their Hoops Mania tip-off party with great prizes. You can register to win Iverson and Maxey signed jerseys and basketballs. You can also play Pop-A-Shot with the pros. You can play the BetParks human slot machine, too. And how about Coach Jimmy Lynam's going to be out there, too? Mark Jackson from NBC Sports Philadelphia. I know Matty Cord's going to join us later on during the day. Joe Conklin, the man of 1,000 voices. I've met him once or twice. Barrett Brooks will be out there. D. Lynam's going to join us, too. And it all starts today at Parks Casino in Ben Salem. It's going to be an amazing, amazing day. BetParks.com has all the details for the amazing event. And I'll be out there tomorrow watching the games, and I look forward to seeing you out there, too. The 2 days of the tournament that started out are always the two most exciting, and Parks Casino has got you covered. Check out BetParks.com. We want to see you out there. Got to be 21. Should you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles add Andy Dalton. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles added a veteran quarterback yesterday via trade, moving a seventh-round pick to the Carolina Panthers for Andy Dalton. Dalton's due $3.9 million next season, so the move draws eyes to a potential move of current backup Tanner McKee. We'll keep an eye on that as the offseason continues. Adam Schefter joined us yesterday on Kincade Salciunas, and he also talked about the other focus for the Birds right now, the latest with A.J. Brown.
I still would lean trade, yes. But again, there aren't a lot of logical landing spots. And I've seen plenty of receivers demand trades and be back with that team. There's a lot there.
The Eagles never sleep. We'll have plenty of news for you as the offseason keeps going. The Flyers took down the Ducks 3-2 last night in overtime. Noah Cates had the game winner, and the Flyers still have life with 15 games left to play. They play the Kings tonight at 10:30. You can hear that game over on WMMR. They're not the only Philly team. The Sixers also play the Kings tonight. Of course, the basketball Kings. That game at 10 p.m. You can hear that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. We have hit a week until opening day for the Philadelphia Phillies. Yesterday, Andrew Painter threw 4 innings of one-hit ball down in Clearwater against the Braves. Dylan Moore, who was a potential depth option for the Phillies, left the game with a lower body injury, something to keep an eye on. We'll talk to Scott Lauber of the Inquirer coming up at 8:05 for the latest on the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
6:31 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. A big day today, Johnny. Not only is it day one of the NCAA tournament, not only are we trying to figure out what the hell Wake Me Up When October comes when it comes to this Phillies season, and for the fans, there are a couple immediate responses on our YouTube chat.
Okay.
One guy, where is it? I think it was JM. Somebody, or J King. I'm just excited to see Andrew Painter. So there is a level of excitement.
I love that. Okay.
For at least one person. Joe the Cynic. Wake me up for me is I don't care an ounce about regular season accolades at this point. With this payroll, do it when it matters. And I know Joe the Cynic is a big baseball fan.
He's a huge baseball fan.
Still toes the rubber in his Sunday league,
you stop with the toe in the rubber.
And so I know how much of a fan Joe is, and yet I know Joe's going to watch.
Okay, now the thing is, though, is I need Joe needs to clarify more for me.
Okay.
I need to know how Joe's watching. I need to know, is Joe watching where Joe is saying, is Joe watching passionately? Is Joe bought in on the big win nights where he's feeling the passion of the big wins, or he's going, this doesn't matter?
Yeah.
I'll see you in October.
Well, I know Joe knows the text line.
Because I'll tell you this much. Joe, if that's you and I are going to have issues. You and I are going to have issues, Joe, and you know I love you.
And I think Joe would be able to kick your ass.
Oh, I know he would. We've met.
All right, before we get to the latest with the Eagles, and later on this segment, I'll tell you why. It's a really big day.
Okay.
The Flyers.
That was a big night last night.
Dude, what a win last night. They win it in overtime. Cates with the goal. They beat the Ducks second
Ugliest
time this
goal
year.
Ever. Ugliest goal in overtime.
Hey,
That's a terrible goal.
Did it go? Did it hit the twine?
Yes.
Did it hit the back of the net?
It didn't hit the twine at all, actually. It just it sort of bounced in backwards from behind the net. It was terrible. But guess what? They all count.
A win's a win, man.
I am so thrilled.
Cutter Gauthier can score against the Flyers, but he can't win, damn it.
Yeah, and you know what? Kiss our backside, Cutter Gauthier.
Hell yeah, man.
I'll tell you, it's nice.
Really wish you were on this team.
It is a huge win. That is such a huge win last night because, as I told you, you cannot go on this West Coast trip. They could not come home pointless.
Right.
They're not going to come home pointless. Now tonight you have a game against the Kings, a team you are better than. Where you could, if you could win the back-to-back, if you can go to L.A. tonight and win that game, I'm telling you, the last few weeks are going to be really interesting.
Which is all I'm asking for at this point.
You want the games to be interesting down the stretch.
Give me a late March, early April push, man.
We're watching games that matter. How about this? Next Saturday night, prime time, ABC to the whole country.
Oh, I love that.
Flyer hockey.
And it's against Detroit, right?
Yes, and that's a game that matters. There are 3 games with Detroit coming up. You win this game tonight, or win the game at San Jose on Saturday. You get one of those wins and come home 2-1 on this road trip. The rest of the season really just gets really, really interesting.
Flyers are 6 points back at Detroit for that final wild card spot.
You play them 3 times.
And you play them 3 times.
And I'm telling you, and it's a very navigatable schedule. Navigable.
Very well navigate this schedule.
So if you can find your way to a win, I'm telling you, I'm looking good.
Navigatable. All right. The Eagles yesterday.
Yes.
Go Flyers. Something we're doing the daily standings check-in.
Let's do it.
Yesterday, Albert Breer put out something really, really interesting, and I'm pretty sure who said it in the group chat, the Kincade Salciunas group chat, that he's shady. Was it you?
I think that was.
No, I think Howie's shady, and I'm saying it in the best way.
So
Howie Roseman, I'm telling you this. Ron Davis, one of our fine listeners, in the here at the Fanatic.
Great CPA,
I'm glad
man.
he does our taxes. I don't want Howie doing my taxes because I'm thinking I may end up in shackles.
So
I don't know how he does it.
We're a week in to the new league year. Yesterday was 1 week into the new league year. And Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, who we reference pretty often on this show, was able to see the available cap space for the top 10 teams in the National Football League, the teams with the most cap space.
Right.
So the Tennessee Titans are at number 1. No surprise, right? They're trying to rebuild. They're not going to make any splashy signings just yet. Chargers is a little interesting to me at 2, considering they have the Herbert contract. Commanders 3, Cardinals 4, and somehow, because we're all worried about the cap, dead cap, kickers, the Dallas Goedert thing. What do you do with A.J. Brown? Do you trade him pre-June 1st, post-June 1st, all this kind of stuff. The Eagles somehow, some way, have the sixth most cap space in the National Football League at just under $40 million, $38.98 million, which, oh, by the way, is enough money if you were to make a trade and acquire a player of note, you can fit that under your cap.
Oh, they absolutely can.
How does he do this?
I have no idea. Except the fact that it's one of those things where I think that Howie's almost done like the reverse mortgage thing or something. I'm waiting to see like the fine print. I got to be honest. I've always brought a lawyer to every house closing I've ever been at because I can't read paper.
Sure.
I can't read it. I get on the second page of reading the documents. I can't read anything. So I have to have a lawyer or my realtor that understands all the paperwork. I can't read it. I don't know what Howie's done. I'm hoping Jeffrey Lurie's read the paperwork because, man, I don't know how he does it.
Well, and it's amazing because before anybody thinks, oh, well, it's for Jalen Carter's extension, that would not impact this year.
They already did, and more importantly, they already did the money for Jalen Carter's extension and everything that's already been put aside.
Right.
They had that.
This is this year. The Eagles have
This is wild.
almost $39 million in available cap space. Now, I was reading a lot of the replies to Albert Breer, and there were people saying, wow, the Eagles really set themselves up for the next big splash signing. Unfortunately, there's no splash signings left. Like the guys that were top of market are all on teams right now.
Correct.
But it does give them financial flexibility to make a trade and add a player. It also gives them financial flexibility when A.J. Brown gets traded post-June 1st, because that's what it looks like it's going to happen, unless there's a draft day trade. But if he gets traded post-June 1st, you still have the available cap space.
They're in great shape. And he's given them the flexibility to do whatever he wants.
And he's done that purposely for the trade deadline. Howie has always kind of left money on the table so that if there was a position that they needed to target at the trade deadline, Howie's always been pretty good with that.
Which I don't think they've been that good at it lately.
No, the players acquired have not been game-changing, but he's made moves that he's had to make, right? Like, everybody knew that the Eagles needed a safety when they traded for Byard, right? Like, there have been positions where the Eagles desperately needed to acquire a player. It just has not necessarily worked out.
I think they've done poorly in adding players for the most part.
Sure.
It's been pretty poor.
But it's amazing that he's got that much available cap space, and as we always talk about Howie's season and let Howie cook and all that kind of stuff, maybe he's cooking up something right now to have that much money available still here on March 19th.
Okay, could you look at it this way? Do you believe that maybe he freed up the money to be able to take the idea that people knew he had to wait till June 1st off the table?
Maybe.
So now he has the flexibility to take the cap hit this year or to take the cap hit after June 1st.
Right, I think he's got that flexibility.
So now that he has that flexibility, do you think that he's saying he did it to make sure that he's maneuvered things to make sure that he can have all conversation?
I would think so. And then yesterday, Adam Schefter made it pretty clear that if there was a trade, he believes it would be post-June 1st. He believes that the way Schefter said it, they have enough draft picks this year. You could make the trade for future draft picks, and you don't deal with the big cap hit.
Right.
And that's a fine play. I just want the draft picks now because I'm greedy. But what are you going to do?
It is though thought of that next year's draft is going to be the overall considerably better draft.
Can't wait for the same topic next year about the 2028 draft.
But this year the difference is offensive line is a great draft.
Yes. And what do the Eagles need?
Next year's draft is a great draft. So if you're holding a bunch of draft capital next year, teams are going to want to get in position. It's the quarterback draft. It's the teams are going to look to move around next year. It's going to be a great draft next year.
Damn right, man. All right. It's also a big day, not just because today's the start of the NCAA tournament. Please, music, Connor. Happy birthday to my mom.
Oh, there it is.
I can't not wish her a happy birthday on the radio. She might be awake. I'll call her during the commercial break. But happy birthday to Mama Salciunas.
Hi, Mom.
Happy birthday. She is your mom.
Yes, she is.
My parents adopted you.
I'm an orphan, right? I'm an orphan right now.
So that, show some respect to your stepmom.
Yes.
All right?
Hi, Mama. Yes, happy birthday to you.
As a mama's boy, happy birthday to my mom.
And you are mama's boy.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, but I've met
close.
Look, I've met Big Al.
Oh yeah, no, me and my dad are tight, but
you made the good choice.
But man, mom's look, it's it's just the way that it is. All right, so coming up next, thank you, Connor. Speaking of the Eagles and the cap space, is there shady business going on in the NFL? Stop me if you've ever heard that before.
People are not going to want to miss this angle that Connor Thomas sniffed out long ago. Connor sniffed it out.
Kid can't even smell.
That comes your way next. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5, The Fanatic.
The six. Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, it is 6:46 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We've already told you about the Davis Honda text line. You got to feel the Davis difference, man. Check them out in Burlington, Davis Honda.
I was behind a car yesterday that had a Davis Honda.
How about that?
I just noticed it on the back of a car, and I was like, there's Davis Honda.
Maybe they heard it that they sponsored the text line, so they went to it.
It could have been.
The topic that we started the show off with, and we'll get you this shady Eagle stuff in a moment here. If you're a Wake Me Up October fan, what does that mean? Like, how are you going to go about it? And if you're not, if you don't consider yourself that, what is your mindset? What is your mentality? From 1 to 162, how are you handling this Phillies season? What do we have on the text line?
All right, so we have a check-in. I know you guys heard from Joe the Cynic earlier. He does know the text line, so we'll go to that since
Thank
you
you,
guys
Joe.
brought it up. And he says, I'm close to hoping for a Phillies underachieving season to finally shake up their roster. They make me tired. I'm frustrated by their embarrassing Octobers while grasping on to regular season fluff. So you know what that sounds like to me? He's another one.
Look, there's a lot of people
Can't do it.
Now, look, I would never hope for them to lose just so that things change, right? Like,
Can't do it.
I would rather hope that they win and I just look like an idiot.
Yes, I'd rather look stupid anytime.
The Alec Bohm people that were attacking me on social media yesterday, I hope you are all right. I hope all of you are right.
I can tell by some of the commentary yesterday that people don't believe that. I can assure you, I've known Andrew 6 years. I can assure you, he absolutely would love nothing more than to be wrong.
I'll be out of my seat at CBP if Alec Bohm rips one to left field.
And he would love nothing more than to be wrong on this.
Might happen 14 times, but I'll be one of the first ones.
See, now that's where you get people thinking that you're not. I'm trying to speak on your behalf here, and you're being a D.
Thank you, partner.
You're being a D.
Thank you, partner. All right, we also have the poll. We got to check out the poll today. Iron Mountain Men's Health,
Connor
Dr.
likes
Avidan
to do
Appel. Morning polls are always strong. What do we got?
So our poll today has to deal with the Wake Me Up in October Phillies fan. It says, how do you view that type of fan? 3 options: bad fan, understand why, or totally agree with them. 34% are saying bad fan. 49% are saying they understand why, and only 17% say they totally agree.
I voted to understand why. Even though I am not, I understand why.
I did as well.
It's, we're talking about one goal. And we have been for a long time.
I voted bad fan. Because I can't. If you're saying wake me up in October, you're not. If I'm sitting next to you at CBP, if I'm sitting next to you at a bar, you're not watching the games the same way I am. You're not invested the same way.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Do you really go to a game and think that like the tens of thousands of people there are all watching the game the same as you?
No. And Connor, and it's going to sound stupid to you, and it annoys the hell out of me. Because sometimes you go to a game and you sit next to people and you go, okay, these are awesome people to sit next to. And then you go to a game that the people that are there to eat or that are there to talk about their HOA or talk about their kids' pictures that they're scrolling through their phones and they're not even paying attention to the game. Like, my experience at the game can actually be affected by the people that are with you, that are around you. Thankfully, I go to games with good people that are there to watch the game. But the people that are around you can really affect it. Like the people getting up and down constantly, not even paying attention to the game. If you get in front of you, the people in front of you that want to have the conversation very loudly the whole time, and they're talking about their dog or their kids, and it just is. There's different people, and they're not. That's not a fan. You're going to a game to just go to an outing. You're not going to watch.
Well, you could be a fan and go as an outing. You could go as a fan.
No, if you're going to if you're in a Phillies game.
Hold on a second. My dad and I don't get to see my dad every single day, right? My dad and I will go to a Phillies game this year, and we'll catch up at the game while also watching the game.
In the midst of the game, if you're in a deep conversation, I'm telling you, last year we had people in front of us at one of the games. And at one point, even my wife, who probably goes to 4 games, maybe 4 games a year, maybe 3. There's people in front of us talking about a loud discussion about their HOA about their thing. And I'm like, what the hell?
I hope my dad doesn't ask me about my kid.
We're out there
at the
freaking.
Phillies
No.
game. I'm going to say, Dad, shut up.
Your kid.
Because John Kincade might be sitting near us, and I don't want to talk about
Let's get into it. Oh, yeah. Well, so how's daycare going? Oh, it's great and everything like that. There's a base hit to center. And it's like, come on.
and then you do this. Oh, yeah, good hit.
Yeah, it's great.
And then you get back to your conversation.
That's great. Yeah, it's good.
It's just as if you're at a bar watching
That's
the game.
great.
It's the
Yeah,
same
it's good.
thing.
Yes. How about this? I don't want to hear it.
Everybody this year stay quiet.
No.
If the Phillies play well, clap.
How about I don't want to hear it?
If the Phillies do something good,
No. How about that? How
If
about
the
that?
Phillies don't do something good, boo.
How
But you're
about-
not allowed to talk in between.
No, how about I don't want to hear it? You guys have your conversation. There's the people that don't want to, or you get the people. You've said it before. When you go to games, you'll say it before. The people that annoy you at games, the guy's like, oh, well, at this game, you're hearing people.
Yeah, the guy that's trying to mansplain to the woman.
It's the same thing. That annoys you. It annoys the hell out of them. People are going to games, and they're not even paying attention to the game. They're looking at their phones. They're talking about the HOA.
You know what? You know what I'm going to get you for our 2-year anniversary?
What's
I'm
that?
going to get you the old transistor radio.
No, I don't want the old transistor radio.
So that you can listen. You can be
No.
you can be the guy in the stands.
No.
Listen to the broadcast.
No, I want to watch the game up
Yeah,
there.
you can watch it.
I want to watch the game.
Then we can get you when the kids come out at the Super Bowl, like the babies
Yeah,
when they
the big-
celebrate with the big ears.
No,
we can get you those.
I want to watch the game. I don't want to hear the conversation about, oh, well, do you know what they did? They told us we have to have our trash cans in.
God.
I'm like, dude, you're at a
one of the
freaking
50,000 people at Citizens Bank Park talks about something other than baseball.
You're at a freaking
Don't do
Philly.
it.
Yeah, but it's all game. It's
That's
not a
fine.
short conversation. No, it's not.
Connor, don't do it. Don't talk about
You,
Don't.
I
don't
have
talk.
heard you complain about this with other people about complaining about games. So don't act like
No,
you don't do this.
It was the guy that was sitting
Okay,
next to me.
well, wait a minute. It's the same.
This is what
Guess
he was
what?
doing to the girl, and I'm
Guess
like,
what?
he's saying
That's
everything
bad
wrong.
That's bad too. It's the same thing. It's that there are things that you just want to enjoy the game. You just want to have a good time with the game.
Mopar says, here's some advice. Just stay home and watch the
There you
game.
go. No, I want to be there because I want to be a fan that actually is engaged in the game, not the fan that's sitting there talking about their HOA.
What's Connor's tinfoil cap theory? What's your tinfoil cap theory?
Oh, I don't have a tinfoil cap theory. Mine's not a tinfoil cap theory, but it's Connor that I'm going to give the tip of the cap to. And I didn't even tell Connor when I got this news yesterday. There was a big story yesterday about A.J. Brown and his knee. And the Rams reportedly threw a whisper campaign talking about that the Rams may have backed off of interest in A.J. Brown because of worried about his health. And I'm like, wow, that's really odd. So I poke around the Rams. I know some people around the Rams. And I sort of get I get pointed in the direction of an unknown name that a lot of people may have forgotten, but Connor Thomas, at the time that it happened, made a big deal out of it. Willie Lampkin. Do you remember the offensive lineman, Willie Lampkin, that Howie Roseman claimed off injured reserve from the L.A. Rams?
Which is considered it's not a rule.
No, it is considered.
It's an unwritten rule.
It is an unwritten rule in football that you do not do. And by the way, to say that people don't do it, they don't do it. You can look across football. Teams do not do it. The Eagles did it to the Rams to claim Willie Lampkin. Connor Thomas at the time. What did you say, Connor?
Yeah, I don't mind it how he did it. Like, hey, all's fair in love and football, but I could see people feeling a certain type of way about that.
I, with great confidence, believe that the L.A. Rams, with nothing attributed to anyone around the Rams, just a whisper campaign through Pro Football Talk, I think the L.A. Rams got out the little dagger and decided, let's see what we can do to hurt the trade value of A.J. Brown on the whisper campaign about his health. And I believe it all traces back to something that I laughed off. And Connor, I'm raising my hand. I laughed it off about Willie Lampkin. And yesterday I was tipped off that this could all lead back to Willie Lampkin. So Connor Thomas?
Every once in a while I run into one.
Connor, that's great foresight on your part. Because I laughed it off at the time.
By the way, all-time petty move by the Rams.
No.
Because who knows what Willie Lampkin ends up being in the NFL?
He's a player that Sean McVay wanted badly.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
look at the tush-push stuff. We just had a whole off-season long. Yeah, exactly. The NFL's petty. If you don't believe it, your eyes are closed.
I mean, it's interesting.
All right, something to keep an eye on. We have a call that actually has a different view on that. So we'll get to that coming up. Also, Johnny, we've worked together for 2 years.
We have.
And I continue to find ways to get around things that you don't like to do. And this time, I'm going to hit you where it hurts.
Oh, no. In the wallet? Because that's where it hurts the most.
Might be on to something. Also, how you can get a spot knockout next. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
QB trade for the Birds. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles added a veteran quarterback yesterday in the trade market, trading a 7th-round pick to the Panthers for Andy Dalton. Dalton's due $3.9 million next season, so the move makes people think, hey, what's going on with current backup Tanner McKee? We'll keep an eye on that. We're also, of course, keeping an eye on the other big Eagles news, like the future of A.J. Brown and what's going on with the draft, just a little over a month away. Flyers took down the Ducks 3-2 last night in overtime, a big win for them. Noah Cates, the game winner. Here's how it sounded on 97.5 The Fanatic.
And Neechkoff was stopped. Bennett back in front. The Flyers score! Cates banged it off a no-stall and in. Noah Cates wins it in overtime. His 13th goal of the year.
And the Flyers, with 15 left to play in the regular season, still have some life. They'll play the Kings tonight at 10:30. You can hear that game on WMMR. The Sixers play the Kings tonight. Different Kings. That game is at 10 p.m. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. And we've got a week till opening day. Yesterday, Andrew Painter threw 4 innings and 1 hit ball down in Clearwater against the Braves. So great start by him. The World Cup, it's coming up this summer in the Union. And the city of Philadelphia will have an announcement on a FIFA Fan Festival coming up. Exciting at 10 a.m. today, so you're going to want to hear that. This update's brought to you by the Hartford Auto Insurance. Drivers 15 over can count on the Hartford Auto Insurance for protection that brings peace of mind. The Hartford, your protection is their passion. Provided by the Hartford Insurance Group, Incorporated. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's 7.
Facebook.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
All right, we have a busy start to the 7 o'clock hour. Coming up, this segment, you will find out how you can earn a spot in Knockout. That is coming up March 25th, so we're 6 days away from Knockout Sixers Bulls, then Knockout on the court afterward. Can't wait. I will tell you how I will get John Kincade to do something that he hates by hitting him where it hurts. That comes up in a little bit as well, but here's where we have started the show today. Phillies, the Wake Me Up When October crowd comes. We're trying to figure out what you mean by that, right? Because we both agree that the Phillies have brought this upon themselves, and however you view a person that feels that way, they do have the right at this point.
That's the one thing I want to make clear. They have the right. I look, it's how you decide to do it. I can't imagine going into a season, it's opening day, and that's how I'm feeling. Can't imagine that that's how I approach it.
Yeah, but you know what? I can imagine somebody having that feeling. The first game's March 26th, right? So March 25th, it's lunchtime at work, and they're like, oh, my God, this season's all about the playoffs. And then March 26th wakes up, and they go, oh, man, the Phillies start today.
Okay, well, then that person I relate to, and I totally get it, if that's the way they are.
You've heard me talking about the Phillies. They made me miserable, but I can't freaking wait for next week.
Right.
I could talk about Alec Bohm batting cleanup, and are we really doing this with the Dallas Garcia? Hopefully this is the better, the better result, unlike Max Kepler. Another, let's see if he can have a resurgence.
Sure.
I'm worried about some of the injuries. Obviously, Zach Wheeler, we'll see who he is when he comes back. I can have concerns, but I also will say in the same breath, they're going to win 90 games. Come June, July, we're going to talk about who are they going to acquire at the trade deadline. Come September, we're going to do the push to Red October. Come October, I can't wait for game one. It then leads to what's next, though. That's the talking point.
I think that is completely fair. That's completely fair and completely understandable to me. That makes total sense.
I was thinking about this yesterday with Bohm, right? Because there was a lot of back and forth on social media. Connor, I had to drag you into a couple of
thanks,
those.
Man.
Yeah, thanks for you brought him right into the rock fight.
Maybe you got some followers from it. I don't know. Here's something I could totally see from Alec Bohm. I was thinking about this morning when I was driving in. I am totally expecting a month of my mentions just being, you're an idiot. What is Alec Bohm entering?
Contract year.
What's the one thing he doesn't do?
Hit home runs.
What do you think he might try to do to try to up his contract?
Bunt more.
Yeah, exactly. I could see Alec Bohm having a month where we're talking about, wow, look at the power surge. Where has this been? And then pitchers will adjust, and then it's going to kind of get back to where Alec Bohm has always been. But I'm fully expecting a power surge month from Alec Bohm so that he can get that payday. And you know what? More power to you.
Well, if it helps us, then that's fine.
It helps us. It's going to help him. And odds are it's not going to help him here because if I'm Alec Bohm, as much as I'm being critical of the guy, it's more so Dave Dombrowski putting him in the cleanup spot and Rob Thompson putting him in the cleanup spot. If I'm Alec Bohm, I'm saying I'm flipping the bird and I'm walking out of here after the season ends. They've tried trading him the last 2 years.
Okay, well, think of what you just said. They've tried trading him the last 2 years. Who's come calling?
The Royals. That was the one team that seemed like it was close.
Yeah, but it was nobody. I mean, so to me, you're talking about Alec Bohm. He's not giving the middle finger. He doesn't. Nobody's been wanting to trade for him. So he has to. It's great to be Billy Big Balls like that and talk about I'll show them.
Yeah, but if he has a big season,
well, that's the key. He's got to have the big season.
Then he's Billy Big Balls.
I don't know that I see the big season coming, but I see a good season coming. Because I think he tends to put together pretty good seasons.
And as harsh as I was yesterday, I acknowledge that he puts together good seasons. It's the construction of this lineup that's the problem. Well, it's why if Dallas Garcia hits bombs, right? And I'm talking about he's a threat in the lineup, not just he's batting 180 but is hitting home runs. If he is a legitimate threat and can bat cleanup, and Alec Bohm gets dropped to the 6th spot in the order, This lineup looks completely different.
Thing is, again, and this is where I think it, and I'm just telling you where we have a different opinion. I think you're being unfair to Alec Bohm because I think that you are blaming Alec Bohm for the Phillies.
He's guilty by association.
But you don't blame other people for the Phillies.
No, I blame Dave Dombrowski all the time.
No,
I've been saying he's been living off a resume for 3 years now.
Alec Bohm cannot be blamed for the Phillies. Alec Bohm should never have been counted on to be what because his numbers certainly are not a problem. His defense is certainly not a problem.
No, defense has gotten a lot better.
If Alec Bohm was the 6 or 7 hitter in this lineup
totally different.
And was playing third base, we would never be talking about it. So that is the Phillies' malpractice, not Alec Bohm. So I'm going to have Alex back on that.
Or if they want to be smart, bat him second. Harper bats third. Kyle Schwarber bats fourth. But we're not going to do that.
No, I want him second. But that's all right.
Why?
I just don't.
Trey Turner gets on first base. He hits one in the gap. It's 1-0, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, but if Kyle Schwarber bats lead off, it could be 1-0.
Oh, I know. Don't even tell me.
All right, Connor, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line about our Phillies discussion? If you are somebody that is a part of the Wake Me Up When October crowd comes, what do you mean by that? And if you're not, if you don't put yourself in that, how are you handling the Philly season when we're all looking at the same thing, the same goal? It's at least getting past the NLDS.
Tyler from Newtown checks in. Make sure to let us know. He is a season ticket holder for the Fightin' Phils. And he says, I'm not a Wake Me Up in October fan, but it means watching the game at home instead of spending your hard-earned dollar going to games during the year.
But he's a season ticket holder.
Yes, but he might be speaking for other people.
Yeah, he's not one of those.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Good. And then he's not. And I like that because he's not.
We've seen that with the Sixers recently.
No, it can be. Well, the Sixers still packing the place. They're still packing the house. I mean, I haven't seen the Sixers crowd.
Secondary market ticket prices are much lower.
They are. They absolutely are.
That's
they absolutely are.
How about this? The return of investment for the people that do the season tickets to sell, they're not getting that investment back.
No, they're not.
They're just trying to get back there. All right, what else we got?
Colby checks in. And he says, I am not the Wake Me Up in October guy. I think that means, though, that they're not buying in on the players and their abilities per any given game of the 162. Come the postseason, yes, they will be the I told you so crowd, but these people are not the diehard Phillies fans.
Yeah, and see, that's where I'm at. They're not the diehard Phillies.
Well, that's why we can check once again our Dr. Avidan Appel Iron Mountain Men's Health morning poll that we have 4 hours strong in the afternoon, now 4 hours strong in the morning. How do you view the Wake Me Up in October Phillies fan? Connor, what are the results that we have?
Yeah, the poll is always up, and the results are holding strong as well. 49% are saying they understand why people feel that way. 33% are calling them bad fans, and 18% are saying totally agree with them.
How about this? I could answer the problem I have with the poll the way it was written is that I could answer both ways. I understand, but I say it's a bad fan.
Yeah, but I understand. I don't call them a bad fan.
I understand that, though. But the thing is, though, but I understand you can answer bad fan, and but you can also understand it. I understand it. That doesn't mean I accept it.
Sounds fence-ish.
No, it isn't.
Sounds very
no, it
fence-ish.
isn't. It isn't fence-ish.
I understand
it, but you're sitting there, but you're not doing.
Kincade
You are
on the
not
fence.
being. You're not sitting there like you're sitting there in June and July, and you're not invested the way I am. You're not. If you're a Wake Me Up in October fan, you are not invested in the team the way the diehard fans are. You can't call yourself a diehard. You can't call yourself a loyalist because you're not.
But I think you're
not.
Be. I think you
How?
can watch. We have an emailer,
Okay.
Joe G. I mentioned him a lot to you during the Philly season. Joe G.
Oh, Joe G's the one who's not. He's the one who told me he's not listening anymore.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
true.
I hope not.
All right.
Hope not. I told
Joe,
him. I said I hope not.
Joe G. is not a season ticket holder, but he probably goes to 30 to 40 games a year.
Okay.
Right? Like I look, the ticket prices are cheap. I'm going to take my kids. Right? He goes with his family. It's not just himself. He's there almost every single night at Citizens Bank Park. And yet, he's a Wake Me Up When October Comes guy. But he's still there, and he still celebrates when they win. But his mindset is this going to matter in October?
Okay, but that's not the same fan as somebody who's there that is a believer. That's a different fan.
Do you have to believe to be a good fan?
No, I don't think no, it's not the same fan. I'm not saying he could be any fan that he wants
But
to
I don't
be.
think he's a bad fan because he's there. He is invested.
And you're entitled to feel that way. I'm not telling you you're not entitled to feel that way. I'm entitled to feel the way I feel.
I just know I'm on one side of the argument.
If you're talking, no, I'm absolutely there. You're entitled to feel any way you want to feel. But if you're a fan who's sitting there in July and August saying, doesn't matter till October, you're not the same fan as somebody who is actually going in July and October going, I see things here. I'm going to be a believer in this team. It's a different fan.
Yeah, but different isn't inherently bad. That's where we're at in the argument versus where you're at.
You could, and that is, again, you're entitled to feel that way.
Right.
I'm not telling you you're wrong.
I know. We're trying to figure out why you feel the way that you do.
No, I'm saying to you is that that's the way. I'm telling you, you're not invested the same way because you're watching games in July and August going, yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'm waiting until October. Doesn't matter. In July and August, I'm invested. In July and August, my opinion is about that team is changing. My feeling about that team is changing. My belief system in that team is changing. When someone is saying waiting till October, their belief system, they're saying nothing can change my opinion. I have my opinion. Nothing can change. Nothing can influence me. So if they see the Phillies rotation have its best year since what would be the best rotation year?
2011, probably.
On paper with 2011, right? But was that the best execution year, you think?
They were unbelievable statistically.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just say 2011 for the
let's
sake
say 2011. These people see that, the wait till October crowd. They see it all year long. Wheeler, Luzardo, Sanchez. They see it. And they're sitting there watching it going, this is an epic, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to October.
Yeah, dude.
They're not moved by it.
Because here's the deal. We've literally watched it come October. Phillies lose 2-1, 3-2.
And if people can watch that dispassionately like that, that's fine. I'm going to watch it passionately. I'm not going to go into a season where my opinion can't be changed.
All right.
Because my opinion can be changed about this team.
Well,
I'm going to see things. If I see let's say I see a competent young center fielder. Let's see, I see Adolis Garcia be really, really good in right field. My opinion on this team can change and what they can be. And by the way, I don't even know what my opinion is yet, other than the fact is I think they can get to the National League Championship Series.
I believe that they are.
You believe they?
That's my official prediction. They're going to the National League Championship Series.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be great.
Because I don't think the Dodgers – I think the Dodgers are going to be one of the two bye teams. Remember last year they weren't. They fell out of it like late in the season. I think the Dodgers are just going to be so good that they'll be one of the two bye teams, and maybe the Phillies are. They avoid them till the NLCS. There's my official prediction. Phillies, as negative as I am, will be in the National League Championship Series this year.
Going to be a tough year.
Yeah, absolutely will be.
Now, that sounds fence-ish.
I just told you they're going to the NLCS.
Okay, because you're telling me how, but then in the other breath, you're telling me how negative you are about all these other things. So which is it? Like, because if you think it's that bad, then how do you think it's that bad?
Because I think, once again, they didn't improve enough to beat the Dodgers. And they'll get to the Dodgers.
But they're better than everybody else.
NLCS. The Phillies will be in the National League Championship Series this year. Book it.
Okay, because I'm looking at the Mets and I look at the Mets and the Braves as both being improved.
Yeah, so do I. Phillies in the NLCS this year. Book it. Speaking of book it, I just hit pay to Matthew Menard. Connor, music, please.
Uh-oh. It's about that time, Tony.
John, you are anti-bracket.
Yes. No, I'm not anti-bracket. I'm just thinking I'm not that into it. I used to be into them very much. I'm going to be into my BetParks app.
Yeah, well,
the bracket thing, I'm not, yeah.
When I say hit him where it hurts, you were right. The wallet. Today, throughout the course of the show, we will make a Team Kincade and Salciunas bracket before the tournament tips off today. And because I already put the money in to the Fanatic pool, you cannot say no. And if we win, the money that we get, we're going out to lunch after the show.
All right.
How about when we win?
When
Can
we
we get
win?
beers?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Yes.
That's where the majority of the money's going to go to.
Can we skip lunch?
We're going to get like French fries for the table, but it's going to be beers. So
That's
throughout
fine.
the course of the show today, you can't say no because the money just sent 30 seconds ago.
I'd say that makes a good deal.
So here's
Now,
what we're going to do.
Hang on real quick. I'm not sure if you're aware of the lore of the morning show and what you've just gotten yourself into. There has been one joint venture in Fanatic competition with the morning show.
Fantasy football.
And we won.
Championship winners.
Championship winners.
We damn well better win. The bar's been set high.
All right, so we'll start right now. We're each gonna give a pick, and then we'll move on. It's not we're not gonna do a whole segment on it. Don't
was
you
a
worry.
cancer-ridden John Kincade with Connor Thomas as my general manager.
Damn right.
We put together a hell of a draft.
I told
good
him to
work
win
by
one
you
for the
guys.
Gipper.
It was great, man.
So-
Just in case, if I had died that year, it would have been the most amazing. I mean, it would have been Connor.
You would have
accepting the trophy.
You would have gotten all the money but to yourself.
And accepting the trophy, Connor, would have been
Accepting
amazing.
the trophy. I got a Venmo. No one even told me congrats.
All right, so here's what we'll bang out 6. So we'll each do 2
God
here.
bless you.
And then we'll tell you how you can win a spot in Knockout because I told you it's gonna be a crazy segment. Knockout comes your way in 6 days. All right, so Johnny,
Yes.
as the elder statesman here,
Yes.
I will let you start with a tough one. Duke or Siena?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dukies.
All right, Connor, Ohio State or TCU in the 8-9 matchup?
Give me the Horned Frogs.
All right.
You don't like it, do you, Johnny?
I'm not anti it, but
People are overstating the Big Ten.
All right. I'm going to go St. John's. I think St. John's is a good tournament
Yes, sir.
over Northern Iowa. All right, Connor or John, Kansas or CA Baptist?
please.
So CA Baptist.
Yeah, the Baptists aren't going to be drinking that night.
All right,
There you go.
Connor.
Secretly.
This could be a tricky one. Louisville or South Florida?
I kind of like the upset Bulls.
I don't hate your pick considering Louisville might be missing one of their starters in the
Yeah.
first
Could
game.
be, yes.
And I kind of like the Bulls anyway. But
All right.
let's go USF.
All right, USF, and then I will give Michigan State over North Dakota State. So those are the first
All right,
6.
there we go.
We'll do this throughout the course of the show until we crown who we believe will be the champion. Team Kincade and Salciunas with Connor Thomas bracket as we go head-to-head with multiple members of 97.5 The Fanatic. And if we win, we go out to lunch, and all of them can go pound sand.
That sounds good.
All right, here's how you can win a spot in knockout today before we get back to the text line. In honor of the March Madness tournament that starts today, I have a list of former or current Sixers that have played in the NCAA tournament. So you're just going to have to name the player.
Okay.
So I will give you the example as we always do, so don't text in the answer just yet. Your example, this guy played in the NCAA tournament back in 2009. He is not a current Sixer, but he is a top 75 player in all time, and he played at Arizona State. You guys know the answer?
I don't think I do, if I'm being honest with you. Top 75, Arizona
Top 75
State.
and Arizona State.
Who was that? PG?
No, James
No,
Harden.
he didn't go there. Yeah. Oh, Harden.
James Harden.
I don't even think about Harden as a Sixer.
He doesn't think of him as a Sixer
Yeah,
either.
well,
I
current or
gotta tell
former
you,
Sixers.
Connor, I sat for in a brain fog for like 15 seconds with that
Yeah, I'm not
because
good
I was
with
just going to
remembering who
myself.
played
I'm
where.
going James Harden till James Harden because I thought the same thing. I don't think of James Harden as a Sixer, but if it took me going, wait a minute, then to 2009, and I just started doing math.
Yeah.
You said top 75. I heard Arizona, and my first thought was TJ McConnell.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not
yeah,
staying just
he's top
Arizona.
75 player all time. All right, so coming up in the next segment, I will give the first one for people to guess on the text line for your chance to get a spot in knockout. Remember, March 25th, Sixers Bulls knockout will follow the game after that. We'll continue to build Team Kincade and Salciunas. The bracket field is 64 throughout the course of the show. But coming up next, we will also continue our Phillies talk. It's been a fun Phillies day.
It has been fun.
Even though it's going to be a long season, it will be. If you're somebody that just enjoys the ballpark, it's going to be a long season in terms of how we talk about this team. But yesterday was a very encouraging sign for somebody that we will see make his major league debut in less than 2 weeks. We talk about Andrew Painter and the rest of the rotation next. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app because it's going to be busy. I'll probably get the, at the end of the week, you get this is how much time you've been on your phone.
A Sunday morning right around there.
And they do the breakdowns.
Yes, doesn't sound good.
The FanDuel app will.
It's going to get a lot. Yes.
It's going to have a lot of run over the next couple of days. FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is offering an early win on your pre-live moneyline bets for college basketball when your team goes up by 10 points. And it stays a win no matter how the game ends. So the team could go up 10 points and still lose, but it doesn't matter. You still get the payout. Win or lose, if your team takes a lead of 10 or more points, then it's a win for you. Don't forget, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. So take a look at some of those early matchups, right? Like, I really like Michigan in this tournament. I imagine that Michigan is going to go up 10 points at some point in their first round matchup, all right? And if that's the case, if they go up against Howard by 10, I get money. So check that out. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Bet the bracket with FanDuel now. Got to be 21 plus, present Pennsylvania, opt-in required. Tokens are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including token expiration, market requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles add the red rifle. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles went out and traded for quarterback Andy Dalton yesterday, sending a 7th-round pick to the Carolina Panthers. And Dalton is due $3.9 million next season. So a lot of people's immediate thought was, what happens with current backup Tanner McKee? Something we'll keep an eye on as the offseason continues. We're also continuing to keep an eye on A.J. Brown. Adam Schefter joined us on Kincade Salciunas yesterday, and he talks about where that stands right now.
I think the Eagles in an A.J. Brown world would love to be able to wait to make a trade just because of the cap situation, right? And who knows what the Patriots or anybody's roster is going to look like on June 1st.
So it sounds like patience is a virtue still with that conversation. The Flyers took down the Ducks 3-2 last night in overtime. Noah Cates a game winner. They've got life with 15 left to play. They will play the LA Kings tonight at 10:30. You can hear that game live over on WMMR. The Sixers will play the Sacramento Kings tonight. That game you can hear at 10. Right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. We have we've hit 1 week till opening day for the Phillies, and yesterday Andrew Painter, a strong outing for him. 4 innings of 1 hit ball down in Clearwater against the Braves. We'll talk to Scott Lauber about the latest with the Phillies coming up at 8:05. This update is brought to you by Papa John's, introducing new pan pizza from Papa John's. Order a medium 1-topping pan pizza, just $11.99 when you download the Papa John's app or at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Is brought to you by the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the BetParks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, it is 7:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas 97.5. The Fanatic. Shout out to our man Dawood, even though it was just a example. Dawood got James Harden right away. On the example question. So what we're doing for your spot in knockout, chance to get a spot in knockout, we're asking you to text in the name of the current or former Sixer that played in the NCAA tournament. I'm not giving you stats of the tournament, just this guy played in the tournament, this college, and then I'll give you a little Sixers like nugget for it. So how about our first official one? All right.
Okay.
2018 NCAA tournament.
2018.
With Texas Tech. He played a total of 13 games for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, well.
Text in the answer that you believe is correct, 610-632-0975. This player played in the NCAA tournament for Texas Tech in 2018 and played a total of 13 games for the Sixers, 610-632-0975. All right, we'll get to some more bracket selections in a moment. But yesterday, Andrew Painter pitched again for the Phillies. I'm guessing, was yesterday his last outing in spring training or second to last?
It's second to last.
But this was like the gear up one?
This should have been
the final start.
This should be the second to the last.
But he'll only probably pitch what, like
5 innings?
In the final one?
They'll probably let him rip because he's their fifth starter.
He's going to be the fifth starter.
Because the Phillies in the past have done the second to last outing is like the 5 innings, 4 innings, 5 innings for like the Wheelers and Nolas of the world. And then the last one's just kind of like, all right, go out there and get your 20 to 30 pitches. But Andrew Painter was exceptional yesterday in his spring training outing against the Braves. He pitched 4 innings yesterday. And the big thing for Painter was the velocity was consistent. Because a couple of outings ago, when he got the first 2 innings, he was pumping, 96, 97 miles per hour, had movement on all his pitches. And then the 3rd inning happened. And the velocity dipped, which was a concern. Remember, we not that long ago went through a prospect like this with Spencer Howard, where Spencer Howard, who was supposed to be the next big thing for the Phillies, the next big thing in Major League Baseball.
So his peanut butter sandwiches?
Yeah, the peanut butter sandwiches. He would go out there and would fire for 2 innings and then would just die.
Because he wasn't in physical condition.
It was horrible. Oh, I started eating peanut butter sandwiches. It changed
Which is
everything.
incredible to me, a professional athlete.
Remember, he dropped this. This is when pitchers still batted. He dropped a sacrifice bunt and was gassed.
He said he was tired the next inning.
Jogging. Not even sprinting down the first baseline.
He was
dropped
tired.
the sack bunt and was tired the next inning.
He was tired.
So it's good to see that Andrew Painter's velocity continued throughout his outing yesterday. That's a really big sign for a guy that's coming off of the injury that he had. I'm not trying to compare him to Spencer Howard.
I loved seeing it, though. What I really liked is the fact that he just hearing a little bit of the broadcast, too. He feels effortless. Looks like he's throwing effortlessly.
Yeah.
That's a great sign, especially a guy coming off injury and everything like that. Good for him. Good for him, because, boy, does that change it changes the whole equation, because right now, pitching we think is going to be a strength of this team. It looks like it could be a real strength.
Yep. He went 4 innings yesterday, just 1 hit, struck out 3. I think all 3 came in 1 inning. I think he struck out the side. But a good outing for Andrew Painter, which is a great sign. And you talk about the rotation. That's why I get so angry about the lineup. And I'm sorry, guys. I sometimes get over the top, believe it or not. I get so angry about the lineup construction because we see how good this rotation is. And now that the bullpen has been consistently good, we expect it to maybe even be the best bullpen that they've had during this run.
I like it a lot.
Right? Like 2022, they were ridiculous, but like a lot of guys got hot. Like a lot of guys, like nobody knew who Alvarado was. Remember, he was with the Rays and his ERA was like in the 5s, but they found something with him here. This bullpen, you have a proven Jose Alvarado as long as he's staying off the sauce or the juice or whatever. You got Brad Keller. You have Johan Duran. That's 7, 8, 9 in the order already in the innings.
And the minute that look, I knew who Keller was. I didn't know much about him. Reach out, Dansby Swanson told me immediately, you're going to love this guy. You're going to love this guy.
Teammates in Chicago.
Hate seeing him go. So, because you're going to love him. The Philly fans are going to love him. And he's going to kill a ton of worms.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to keep it in the park. He's
Sinker,
going to keep
man.
it.
Sinker
He's
baller.
going to keep it in the stadium. He's going to keep it on the ground. And that's one of the things. They built this bullpen. This bullpen's not a fly ball bullpen. This bullpen is going to be, there's a lot of guys keeping it on the ground.
Brown's throwing 102-mile-an-hour sinkers. Like, it's crazy. And
Great
then,
news.
look, you get the Kirkering can find a role in the 6th inning, right? Like,
that's why you couldn't have a guy like Suarez at third base. You got to have defense. If you're going to have this kind of bullpen, you're going to win with pitching and some defense. That's what you got to have. So I love this. I'm excited. This bullpen's got me very excited.
And the rotation, like, look.
And the rotation the rotation we're already excited about, right?
Here's the crazy thing about the Phillies. You can legitimately think about this. As long as, let me paraphrase. As long as Wheeler looks like somewhat of himself and Aaron Nola, I'm not asking him to be, Italian Nola. I'm just, be a solid pitcher, right? Don't be what you were last year. You can go into every game with the Phillies saying that they have a chance to win.
There's no question.
Sanchez, Wheeler, Nola, Luzardo, Painter, if he is what they say he is. You just need like 5 or 6 innings out of those guys, and then you have the bullpen.
And what if, just think of it this way, is that is with this team, what if you only need, and this isn't outlandish, what if you only need Zach Wheeler to be your third best starter? It's not outlandish to think that.
No.
With the ascension of Christopher
5 to 6
Sanchez.
solid innings.
And Luzardo, who has been, there are people talking about Luzardo as a outside bet for Cy Young coming out of spring training on MLB Network, that they think he is really rounding into shape there. You could have Zach Wheeler could be just a really good version of Zach Wheeler, not the dominant version of Zach Wheeler, and it would be amazing.
Now, there's an interesting dynamic here that I believe is going to happen, that I think Phillies fans should be prepared for if you're a box score watcher or a stats watcher. Last year, the reason why the rotation's numbers were unbelievable in the counting stats was because for like the first 3 months, you couldn't figure out how to close down a game. Because Jordan Romano stunk. Joe Ross was not pitchable. Like, all of that. This year, you may see a drop-off in overall numbers for the guys in the rotation. And it's probably a good thing because they're going to be more comfortable to go to the bullpen in earlier spots from Jump Street this year. Just something to be prepared for.
I mean, look, we were asking them to go like 7 innings, early, every night it was need you to go 7 and then hope we hold on. It's a great point. I mean, look, they can legitimately go in every night saying we need 6 out of you.
If you could get 6 innings, there's no reason this bullpen should be in real good shape.
And you're expecting it. At least out of one guy I know for a fact will do that, Christopher Sanchez, right?
Right.
Luzardo, I'm expecting more. Right, I'm expecting another season. Maybe not to the same elite. Like, he was really freaking good last year. But if he's still somewhat of what he was last year, I'm expecting 6 innings out of him. If Zach Wheeler returns to the Zach Wheeler we know, you expect 6 innings out of him. That's 3/5 of your rotation already with this bullpen. It's exciting.
I think there's so much to be excited about, and that's why I will not fall into the people that I understand, but I don't agree with. That the Wake Me Up in October crowd.
Do we have any texts on that? For the people that say they are a part of that crowd, what does that actually mean? How are they handling the season? If you're not, how are you handling the season?
Yeah, so this texter checks in, Stan from Yardley, and says, John, I see it differently than you. I'm a partial season ticket holder with a 20-game plan. I enjoy going to the game as something to do to break up the week, but my enthusiasm because of what this team has done over the last 4 or 5 years is muted during the regular season. That's why I lean more towards Wake Me Up in October.
Okay, the muted, if he texts back, or he or she.
Stan from Yardley.
Stan. I'm sorry, Stan. If Stan texts back, muted, again, totally understand. Muted doesn't mean, though, Wake Me Up in October. Like, muted isn't Wake Me Up in October. Wake Me Up in October is nothing is going to change my opinion about this team until October. Until what I see in October.
Or
I
none,
don't care.
or
I don't
none
care.
of it matters.
I don't care what I see in the regular season. That doesn't matter. And to me, that's not a fan to me.
You're not going
And
to
look,
enjoy the season.
You're not a fan of me.
That's what it comes down
This team could win 105 games, and you're like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And I'm telling you that's I have. By the way, I have friends who are in this camp, and I've already told them you're annoying the hell out of me. You are annoying people.
Well, thank you to Stan for texting the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference at Davis Honda in Burlington. All right, let's get 6 more games here. John, we're back to you as we are doing Team Kincade and Salciunas bracket because I already paid the money for the entry fee, so John can't say no. I always find ways to make these things.
You do.
I have to start thinking of my third way of doing W's and L's with you this year.
Yeah, you get good luck with that.
Hey, I've been successful the first 2 years.
You have. Yeah, but I got my guard up now.
All right. UCLA versus Central Florida, the 7-10 matchup. UCLA, the Bruins being the 7th seed.
UCLA.
All right. Connor, you got a tough one. UConn or Furman?
Oof, I like Furman a lot, but I'm going to go with the Huskies.
One of my buddies went to Furman when they had the big upset a couple of years ago. Oh, my God. He was like the happiest man in the world.
One of your buddies went to Furman?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I know a lot of kids that went to Furman from our area where I was
He
living for a
really
long
liked
time.
being able to wear a shirt that said FU on it.
Well, Furman.
I'm pretty sure that's why he went.
Furman, tough school and tough rules there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know the
tough
about
rules at Furman.
All right. Good thing I get to go out of a limb
I think
here.
you would have been kicked out.
I will take Florida to take down the Prairie Dogs.
You're going to go way out of your way there.
All right. Now, John, you have the 8-9 Clemson, Iowa.
Okay. I'm going the Clemson Tigers.
That's our first disagreement, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Go
it's
Clemson
your
Tigers.
pick.
It's team bracket. Connor, Vandy or McNeese?
I want to go with Oregon so bad, but you got to go Vandy here.
I don't want to go with Oregon, but I do want to go with McNeese.
I picked him in one of my brackets, but Vandy is just.
Whoa. You can't do the 2 different brackets.
I've got like 3 other. You think
He does this.
Come on,
you know
dude.
this
No,
about
you got to
him.
do one and done. All right, Vandy or McNeese?
We're going Vandy.
All right, I'm going to be disappointed in you later. They play today. Nebraska, Troy. I'll go Nebraska. All right, we'll continue this coming up throughout the course of throughout the show. No, Troy's going to lose. All right, man. You went against the Cowboys.
Yeah, anti-Cowboys. You pro Cowboys?
610.
Be careful.
Please.
All right.
Lure him into it, Connor.
All right, coming up next, we have a qualifier. Will from Levittown. The answer? Zaire.
I got it.
Zaire Smith.
That's all I could think of is who's the sixer. I said that to Connor in his ear. I go, is that right?
Played in the tournament 2018 for Texas Tech. Played 13 games for the Sixers. We'll give the next question for your chance to qualify. We'll get some more of our bracket picks. And also, it's today's headlines with Connor Thomas. You got a little teaser for us?
Yes, if I remember what we've got. We've got a great Eagle story.
All right.
That's good.
Good. We'll get the great Eagles story that Connor, it's so great he couldn't remember it
Can
next.
we get a pump the brakes update too, by the way?
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about Jared McCain, who all of you like to
Pump the
mock me
brakes.
for, too.
Yeah, Sixers fans.
That comes your way next. All right, let's be honest. Shopping for an engagement ring can feel a lot like shopping for a used car. Trust me, I am not somebody that knows about jewelry, all right? So I remember going back to my days of trying to get an engagement ring. I walked into a store and I said, what the hell am I walking into? I walked into Family. And I'm talking about like actual Family, but their store name is also Family Company Jewelers. You walk in, and all that pressure that you're feeling, where you're worried that are they just giving me a good sales pitch, that goes out the window. Because the team at Family Company Jewelers on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey, are changing the way that people buy jewelry by making it simple. Hello. Stupid is as stupid does. Like, I need things simple, all right? And Family Company Jewelers does that for you. Honest, pressure-free. There's no sales commissions. There's no upselling, no games, just real transparent pricing. And when I say transparent, in fact, every engagement ring, every piece of jewelry that you find at their showcases has the price there. It's not you pick it up and say, how much is this? And they give you a number, and then somebody else goes over and says, how much is this? And they give them a totally different number. No, you're getting the price clearly listed right there. So you can browse comfortably, you can then ask questions, and you can actually enjoy the process of finding something meaningful. They're family-owned, family-run, and focused on doing right by every customer who walks through the door like they have for me, for years. Stop by on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. You can shop online at FamilyJewelers.com, but they're great people. Go to the store. Go to the showroom. Just check them out. Family Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
but for some reason, trust this Washington College guy to produce. Charity comes in many forms. Kincade Salciunas is back from the break. I wonder what they're going to get into.
All right, 7:48 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5, The Fanatic. We've one qualifier so far. We just started last segment for your spot and knockout. Former or current Sixers that have played in the NCAA tournament. So here's your next one. All right. This Sixers lottery pick was a national champion with Duke in the 2015 NCAA tournament, beating Frank Kaminsky and the Wisconsin Badgers. If you believe you have the answer, 610-632-0975. I can't really give more clues because they literally won the championship.
Yeah, you're going to know who this one is.
Yeah, don't give anything more on that.
All right, 610-632-0975.
Because people know J.J. Redick.
Yes. J.J. Redick. All right, before we get to headlines, let's run through a couple more games. Johnny, North Carolina VCU. North Carolina to succeed.
North Carolina.
Connor, Illinois or Penn?
Oh, I want Penn so bad, but TJ Power's a little under the weather. Give me Illinois.
Wow, how about that? I can't believe you're going against the city of Philadelphia.
I love you, Coach McCaffrey. Thanks for
St.
coming
Mary's, Texas A&M. I will go St. Mary's, the 7th seed. Johnny, Houston or Idaho?
Houston,
All right.
especially early on.
Connor, now it's your turn. Arizona or Long Island?
on. Ooh, fins up? Nah, we'll go Arizona.
You're
I
going
wouldn't even have
Arizona.
known that fins up, so there you go.
And I'm sorry to do it. It's not because of my dislike for the college, considering I am at Temple.
Are you picking against the Cats?
Yeah, dude, they're the dogs. in this
Yeah,
game,
yes, you
man.
should pick
Utah
against
State.
the Cats.
With all due
You
respect,
should pick against the Cats.
Look, happy for Kevin Willard and the success
Right,
that they had
exactly.
this
Kevin
year.
Willard's done a fantastic job.
But that's year one, so I will
It's a
go. I
fantastic
will go
job.
with Utah State.
He is. Look,
in the first round
we've
match.
both been very complimentary of Coach Willard and the job he's done.
Hell yeah,
Is
man.
Utah State a Philly school? 610.
The answer is no.
I don't want to even think about Utah.
All right, time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
It's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. I remembered what I have in headlines, and it's some good stuff here. We're going to start with the most fly Eagles fly that we've ever had. Jonathan Jones, who the Eagles signed in free agency, had to come to Philadelphia to make sure the contract was all signed up and ready to go so he could join the Birds. And he did so in his own very unique way. He talked about it.
Got exposed to general aviation, took a discovery flight, and I fell in love with it. I have a TBM, and so I flew into Philly Airport this morning. It was kind of nice to have the little approach over, the Delaware River. It's kind of a nice touch for the morning.
He flew himself in to sign
I
his
saw
contract.
this. It's so cool. If you can do it, that's got to be such a flex.
It just is it's an amazing talent, like something to be able to do.
So my aunt and uncle, who live in North, they're snowbirds, and they live in the Fort Myers area. They live in one of the 50 and up retirement communities, and down the road is another community where everybody in that community, their garage is an airplane hangar.
Okay, that's wild.
And so my uncle, if they ever needed to recast the most interesting man in the world, my uncle would be that. I've told you stories about my uncle and the things he used to do in South Philly back in the day.
Sounds a lot of fun.
He of course became friends with one of the guys. And one of the buddies was like, "Hey, you want to fly to my favorite breakfast place in Tampa tomorrow?" And so literally he just drove his car to this guy's house. They got in the mini plane, flew the plane to Tampa, went to breakfast, flew back.
See, I think that's outrageous.
That's got to be awesome.
That's
It's
got to
be so cool.
It's got to be the best. It's like the best.
Now, you must have a lot of money to be able to own a plane like that, but,
It's
NFL
the
player,
best.
it must be easy for Jonathan Jones, though. Good news if things don't work out in Philadelphia. He still has the Ravens, Cardinals, Falcons, Seahawks, or the Jets as potential other teams
Damn
where
right,
that
man.
would work. Speaking of bird mascots, Miami, Ohio, proving they belong last night.
They've traveled about an hour away from Oxford, all for this. They belong. It's a Miami moment.
they should
They're
never
big-
they should never been in that game.
And they're 6.5-point underdogs, I believe. They closed as.
Yeah, taking down SMU by 10, a comfortable victory.
I mean,
by them.
they were big underdogs in that game.
They should never been in that game. Guys
Never.
guys like Bruce Pearl need to be embarrassed. That was a big win for them. And I also wonder the loss that they had in their conference tournament. Was it bad for them? Yeah. They had just finished the season undefeated. How many times have we talked about like the coming back down to earth afterward? Like they had the high of completing the perfect regular season. They lose in round one, and then all of a sudden
UMass in a
see they stink. And then they go out there and win last night. Good for them, man.
And they were huge underdogs last night.
Good for them.
I love it.
We'll get a chance to pick their game as we continue our bracket challenge. How hungry are you guys feeling right now?
Actually, pretty hungry.
Well, see, we had dinner at Pietro's last night for a big celebration dinner, and it was.
I ate meatballs
I'm
for
hungry.
the fourth meal in 3 days.
I'm not hungry.
Well, you guys may want to eat this. It's the Masters dinner time of the year.
Oh yeah, what is it?
And
It's
Rory's
a great
menu.
one.
You think so?
Yeah,
I don't
because
like it.
English, any foreign food over there, like
it's not an English.
I thought this
menu.
was
What is it?
I thought this was a good menu.
So
What is
the
it?
appetizers: peach and ricotta flatbread, with balsamic hot honey and basil on
Love
there.
that.
That's
That's-
great.
I don't
Rock
like
shrimp
peach.
tempura, creamy spicy sauce with that.
Love that.
Okay,
Bacon
I like
wrapped
that.
dates.
That's
Goat
the.
cheese
I don't
almonds.
need the
No.
wrap dates. Like just
I
give
don't
me-
need the wrap
Just put
dates.
bacon. Just put bacon on the plate. We're good.
No, I don't need
Grilled
that.
elk sliders.
Hell
the
yeah,
other
man.
appetizer.
No.
I'm in on the elk.
No.
The first course is yellowfin tuna carpaccio.
No,
Yeah.
The
Well,
main
you don't try anything.
no, I know that's I'm just not into that.
The main course is a choice of either the Wagyu filet mignon or
Oh.
seared salmon.
Love
Awesome.
that. Love
I'll
both.
take the fillet.
The dessert, though, we got a little too United Kingdom.
No,
here with
this
the
is
dessert.
actually a great
the,
item.
the sticky toffee pudding.
Oh no, it's
Vanilla ice cream and warm
Vanilla
toffee
ice cream
sauce.
and warm toffee
Nah.
sauce, bro. Have you ever had it?
No, it sounds like a bread pudding.
No, it's still, dude.
It
try
sounds like a bread
It's
pudding
delicious.
family.
I'm
Hey,
out
bread
on the
pudding.
sticky
Yeah,
toffee
please.
pudding.
I think
No,
it's a great menu.
Okay, so out of 10.
6.
8.5.
6
I'll
for the
give it like a
Wagyu.
6, 7.
Yeah, the Wagyu's good.
Connor.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Of course he didn't. All right, good job, Connor. All right, real quick, Johnny, Wisconsin or High Point?
Wisconsin.
Connor,
My
the
games have
Razorbacks or Hawaii?
Give me Arkansas. What
All right. Oh, dude, BYU, Texas. I get one of the tough ones.
do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Light work.
BYU's dealing with some injuries here. I'll go BYU. All right, we'll continue.
These are interesting.
I don't really feel good about that pick, but I'll go with BYU. I hate your Vandy pick. It's the only one I've hated so far.
Well, guess what? I hate all your picks, but we're in this together, so get over it.
If we don't win, you owe me $20. All right, coming up next, a lot of Phillies talk today. How about Scott Lauber, who was able to be at the World Baseball Classic, was able to see what Bryce Harper did, the moment for him. And, of course, regular season starts in a week. Scott Lauber joins us next to talk about it. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Birds trade for Dalton. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles added a veteran quarterback yesterday, trading a 7th-round pick to the Carolina Panthers for veteran QB Andy Dalton, who now slots in as a backup to Jalen Hurts. The question is, what string's he going to be? He's due $3.9 million next season, so some people have started to think about the future of Tanner McKee, the current backup to Jalen Hurts. We'll keep an eye on that. We're also keeping you updated on the A.J. Brown situation. We had Adam Schefter of ESPN join us yesterday on Kincade and Salciunas to talk about it further.
I still would lean trade, yes. But again, there aren't a lot of logical landing spots. And I've seen plenty of receivers demand trades and be back with that team. There's a lot there.
Still plenty to be figured out on that front. The Flyers, they figured out a victory last night in overtime. 3-2 win over the Ducks. Noah Cates, the game winner. They play the Kings tonight at 10:30. You can hear the game over on WMMR. Sixers also played the Kings. Sacramento, that is. That game at 10 p.m. You can hear it live here on The Fanatic. We have just a week till opening day for the Phillies. Yesterday, Andrew Painter threw 4 innings of one-hit ball down in Clearwater against the Braves. We'll talk some Phils with Scott Lauber of the Inquirer coming up next. And the Union in the city of Philadelphia have teamed up for a great announcement for the upcoming World Cup with a FIFA Fan Festival. Keep an eye out for that. This update is brought to you by TireRack.com. Rain or shine, drive with confidence on Verdestin tires from Tire Rack. Verdestin tires deliver precision handling, dependable traction, and quiet comfort. Ship fast and free with 2 years of free road hazard protection. Visit TireRack.com. I'm Connor Thomas for 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
at least most of the time. Now let's listen to more Kincade and Salciunas before I change my mind.
All right, it is 8 a.m. here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We're going to be joined by Scott Lauber, who covers the Phillies for the Inquirer, coming up at 8:05. Wrote a great story on Bryce Harper, and obviously the biggest thing that has not been on his resume yet, which is a championship. And you know, losing in the World Baseball Classic, how much does that play a role in it? There's also a specific question I want to ask Scott. He's going to have to speculate because I'm sure he hasn't been able to talk to Bryce since the World Baseball Classic ended. But did you see the article? We're going to talk more about this in the 9 o'clock hour from Jeff Passan on ESPN. He got to talk to Harper. And it basically comes off as Harper realizing that you can have fun playing baseball and what the World Baseball Classic kind of opened his mind to. We ripped him last year for single-handedly calling out Edmundo Sosa for slamming a helmet. Even though I've seen Bryce do it, I've seen Alec Bohm do it.
Did you see the way he threw his bat the other night?
He threw his bat.
Yeah.
And out of excitement.
No, which is, by the way, which is kind of stuff that like a normal excited person would do.
And that atmosphere,
which we sort of love.
Maybe that atmosphere brought it out of him, right? Maybe the atmosphere brought it out of him. But I wonder if Bryce Harper is realizing, all right, maybe we lighten up. We talked about lightening up yesterday. You and I did. And then I see this article from Jeff Passan. I'm like, wow, did Bryce Harper have an aha moment? Now, it's one thing if it's words. Do you actually do it?
So much of Bryce Harper is packaged that I question everything. But I'm hoping, and I will go into this thinking that he's being genuine. That I'm hoping he's being genuine. The tears the other night seemed very packaged to me. Seemed very performative. Those comments, I'm hoping that we see it in actions, that he's a much more real, natural guy, and that he lets his teammates be that way because I think he's a restrictive. I think he's a restrictive personality.
That's the big thing for me. It's the
clubhouse. He's one of the tone setters.
Right.
Kyle Schwarber is the team spokesperson.
Correct.
But he's one of the tone setters.
And if he loosens up,
and
everybody else does.
Here's the tough thing. Like psychologically, this is a much deeper conversation. We'll watch this throughout the year. I think where the Phillies are at with expectations and where they have been and all the pressure that's going to be on them, it's really tough to put that toothpaste back in the tube of like, hey, just take it light and take it easy.
Unless you had an aha moment.
Unless you how about you be real and you can say to your teammates, you can say to the younger guys, you can address your teammates and you can say, you know what? I was wrong.
Yeah.
No, I've learned. I watched the Venezuelan players. I watched the Dominican Republic players. I played in the World Baseball Classic.
I saw how much it meant to them.
You know what I realized? I was a tight ass.
Yeah, but I'm not talking just Bryce. I'm talking the Phillies as a whole team. I'm talking how this fan base is treating this team. And I'm not blaming the fans, but we're having a conversation today about wake me up when October comes. Like, it's all that matters.
Because they've created it. If they create a fun atmosphere?
Maybe they lure people back in.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's just very tough to psychologically have that much on the line and then turn it into, hey, guys, let's take it.
Yeah, but you know what? If you have that much on your mind, it might bring you down.
By the way, Scardone wants to know.
Hello.
Scardone wants to know from the two of you. Are you guys wake me up in October? Because it seems like Scardone, I'm just going to quote Scardone. It seems like these guys are vehemently arguing with you on this point, John. On this point.
No, I'm arguing the bad fan part.
No, you are not. No,
yeah,
but you are not.
Yeah.
I'm a different kind of wake me up when October. I know how good this team is.
That's as fence-ish as it comes.
No, but Connor's
you have to give me. You got to give a better answer than
no. Yeah, you can't push me any further positive logically than where I can be with this team.
Dude, I'm a trade deadline guy, because I think they're going to need it. All right, real quick before we get to Scott, I want to get to this call because part of the excitement this year is some of the young players. And Anthony in Rio Grande was actually down in Clearwater recently to see Andrew Painter. And I have a very specific question for Anthony. Anthony, what's going on, man? Thanks for calling in.
Hey, how you doing? I just got a couple observations. I'll get to Painters last. Is that okay?
Yes.
Sure.
Stott is a human vacuum cleaner at second base.
Yes, he is.
Bohm is playing his way this year off the Phillies because he's going to get a big contract, he's going to have a big season, and they're not going to pay him, which I think is a mistake.
All right.
Painter. So I saw his start, and he was throwing some strikes, but he threw a lot of pitches, which is okay. I mean, the guy's young. We can't put all this pressure on him. But what I really wanted to tell you is he was having a catch in the outfield for the game with Stubbs. And, they'd throw a few line drives to each other, and each time Painter would take about 4 or 5 steps back. And by the time they were done, Painter was basically standing in right field where the right fielder would play, throwing line drive tags to Stott. And Stott was bouncing the throws back to him like 7 or 8 bounces. He couldn't even throw halfway there. That's how strong Painter's arm is.
He's got a lively arm.
That's awesome.
Now, my question for you, Ant, when you were down there, what was the reaction when he was now pitching for the Phillies, when he was brought out of the pen and it was announced at the ballpark by Wheels? What was that reaction by the fans there?
It was just a small reaction. It really, but down there, people are walking around. They're talking, so it's not sitting in their seats like at the bank.
Yeah, but I know, and Anthony, thanks for the call. I just know, like when Bryce Harper had his first spring training game, the place went nuts. I know he's not Bryce Harper, but
it's not the same thing.
I wonder when, like Andrew Painter, his first debut, his debut. What's that reaction like? It's got to be a big one, right? We've been waiting for this for 2 years.
Hope so.
It'll be big, but the real reaction will be, hey, 5 and 1 earned or 5 and 2 earned walking off the field.
Right.
They'll go nuts.
Fair enough.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited because he's given you great reason to be excited that he looks like he didn't look anything like the guy last year that was struggling in AAA.
No, it's looked so much better, and somebody that can attest to that. He covers the Phillies for the Inquirer.
I trust his eyes, Connor. By
Our
the way,
man Scott Lauber joins us. Scott, so let's start there. Andrew Painter's most recent outing, something for a lot of people to be excited about. What have you seen and heard as this spring training has progressed with Painter?
Hey, guys. So, look, honestly, I wasn't there yesterday. I was coming back from the WBC and was in Clearwater yesterday, so I wasn't down in Northport. But I saw his start before that, and he looked really good. He's had a really good spring. He's had a good camp, and he's done kind of everything that they've wanted him to do or that they were hoping he would do, which was look like he's ready, look like he belongs. And, they're not going to put too much stock in the results, whether it's 4 scoreless, 5 scoreless, or whether it's, him getting knocked around. But, coming off of last season, they want to see, they just want to see confidence, right? And they want to see belief, and they want to see someone who's not overmatched, and he's done all of those things. He's looked really good. So he will be in the rotation to start the season. I don't know exactly which game he's going to start yet. I think it's going to be either the 4th game or the 5th game. So it'll be that Monday or Tuesday of the 2nd series of the season, I think. And there's going to be a lot of excitement about it, and there should be, because, we've been talking about Andrew Painter now since 2023. I remember, I'll tell you a quick story. I remember his first bullpen session of spring training in 2023, and I'm walking out to the backfields to see it, and on my right, passing me on my right as I'm walking out, like you're being passed on the right on the highway, is John Middleton. And I said, "Oh, you're going out there?" And he said something about, "Yeah, I hear Andrew Painter's going to throw." And this was 2023, and Andrew was 19, and they were keeping the door open for the possibility that he could help them. And then, of course, he got hurt, and the long road back, and then the tough year last year. So there's going to be a lot of excitement about it. There should be, and I think it's going to be one of the bigger storylines of the season. Like, how good is he, and what do you expect from a kid who's 23? He'll be 23 on April 10th, and he's a rookie. And I think that's an interesting conversation to have too. Is what's realistic to expect from him this year?
Scott, gut instinct. What do you think could be a bigger weapon for the Phillies in their pursuit of a world championship? The starting rotation or the bullpen?
I'm always a starting rotation person. I am. I think the starting pitching is what gets you there. And I know I know Dave Dombrowski feels that way. All you have to do is follow his career and look at the rotations that he's built. In Detroit, he didn't stop at Justin Verlander and having him atop the rotation. He added Max Scherzer and Anibal Sanchez and Rick Porcello and Doug Fister. And then I covered him with the Red Sox, and it wasn't just signing David Price. It was trading for Chris Sale. It was, it was continuing to add. He added Nathan Eovaldi and all of that. So he's built big rotations, and I kind of believe that the rotation's what gets you there. And once you get there, that's when you have to figure out, who do we deploy in the late innings? Look, it certainly helps that for the first time in 10 years, they're going to have a defined closer in Joan Duran. They haven't had that for quite a while. And then you build your bullpen back from there. But look, I mean, they get to the playoffs last year and they're deploying Luzardo in extra innings out of the bullpen. And, they're splitting starts between Aaron Nola and Ranger Suarez. So, you can do things in the bullpen in October if you have really good starting pitching. And, they like their front five, they like their top five, assuming, Zach Wheeler comes back. And there are questions in there, is Wheeler? Does Aaron Nola have a bounce back season? But with Sanchez, with Luzardo, with Painter, here now, they like their front five. I do think that they have depth issues behind that. They need to keep those five guys healthy all year long. But I think starting pitching is kind of the key to the whole thing.
Scott Lauber of the Inquirer joining us here on Kincade and Salciunas. Scott, you mentioned that you were coming back from the WBC. You were there when Bryce Harper hit the mammoth home run. You wrote an awesome article on the Inquirer. Can you please talk about what the WBC meant to Bryce Harper, what you believe that home run meant to him, but then, of course, another disappointing end, which has been a lot of the story of Bryce Harper's career, not winning the big thing.
Yeah, look, I thought it was sort of fitting, right, or in keeping with the rest of his career, right? He hits that home run in the eighth inning, ties the game. The place is going crazy. It was a very pro-Venezuela crowd. And he hits that home run, and for the first time all night, the only time, the U.S. fans were able to kind of clap back a little bit, and it got loud in that place. And, and that wasn't a bat flip. That was a javelin throw, what he did with that bat. And he's rounding the bases, and he's flexing for the camera. And he's doing all the things, right, that Bryce Harper, the showman, the guy who likes the big moment, does, right? And then ultimately at the end of the game, they lose. And, another championship eludes him. And it's not, it's not fair to say, oh, it's his fault, he can't win the big one, because baseball's not the NFL, right, where a quarterback can take over a game, or the NBA where, the elite scorer can kind of carry a team on his own. You only bat once every time through the lineup in baseball, and you can only influence the game so much as a single guy, single entity. But, that's been his career, right? He's fallen short. Now, I wrote after the semifinal game that, I don't think that there's a player in baseball who needs to win the World Series more. I'm sure Aaron Judge would probably raise his hand and say, hi, I need one too, very badly for my legacy. But, Bryce Harper's going into his 15th season now. He hasn't won one. The Nationals, of course, won one the year after he left there. And so, yeah, I think he really needs it. I think it's a big season for him. And I think this tournament meant a lot. He waited a long time to play for Team USA. He wanted to do this in 2023, couldn't do it because he was coming back from the Tommy John surgery. Hadn't done it since he was a teenager. He was really excited to go there and to do this, and he did not have a good tournament. Let's be honest about it. He was 3 for 20 going into the semifinal. He did have a double in the semifinal. He had 2 of the U.S.'s 3 hits in the final. And so his last 2 games there were very good, but he didn't have a great tournament overall. It was spring training, right? I'm sure that there was some element of that, right? The timing of year. I think you saw a lot of hitters, especially on the U.S. team, I think were kind of, going through it a little bit in spring training, as hitters tend to do. So the timing of the tournament's not great. But yeah, look, I thought he ended it on a good note. And, when we talk about what it means to these guys, it means more each time, I think, to the U.S. guys. I remember when this thing started back in 06 and then in 09. I remember talking to players, and they were like, whatever, I'll take a pass. It's glorified spring training. That's not the case anymore. I think guys go there with the goal of winning a gold medal, and it means something to them. But it does not mean let me tell you, it does not mean anywhere near as much, for whatever reason, to the U.S. guys as it does to the guys on Venezuela, on the Dominican Republic, on Japan. Like, you look at how those guys talk and hear what they say during and after this tournament. I think Ronald Acuna Jr. said it was like the highlight of his career, and he's a former MVP who's been on really good Braves teams and won the World Series. So, it means more to those guys for whatever reason, but I think the U.S. guys are taking it more and more seriously each time. And I think with the Olympics coming in a couple of years and the possibility that major leaguers will be allowed to play, I think that it's kind of building in this country to where it means more and more.
Scott, do you see the Phillies clubhouse as a tight place, a quiet place, a more business-like place than some of the other clubhouses you've been in your career?
I don't know. I mean, look, they've been together now for quite a while. They know each other very well. I do think they enjoy being around each other. But I did ask Kyle Schwarber earlier in spring training about sort of what I called kind of like, finding joy in the journey. Because I know, like a lot of fans I talk to, people in my life are like, let's just get to October, like they almost don't really want to, if they could push fast forward right now, they would. And that's sort of a shame to me because, I mean, I think everyone expects the Phillies to be back in October, and everyone knows that if they don't win the World Series, it's going to be viewed, it's going to be, they're going to have come up short of their goal. And Schwarber kind of reinforced that, to me. He said, look, I think you have to do as much as you can along the way to find joy in the journey, to kind of enjoy that, because it's a long season. It's 6 months. Not every team makes the playoffs. I know it's easier now than it used to be. But, winning your division to me is still the hardest thing to do in this particular sport because of how long the season is and how many games they play. And if you can't somehow, some way find joy in the 162 games that it takes to get there, then what are you doing, right? So I think the Phillies maybe at times have had to remind themselves, and I think last year I sensed it more than other years where, it was kind of like you can't just press fast forward, and you have to kind of enjoy the moments along the way that it takes to get there, and then you get there and you try to figure it out. But I understand your question, and I've asked players that same thing. Like, how do you make sure that you enjoy the ride? And they say they very much have to step back and think about that themselves as well.
Do you think Bryce Harper will have a different approach after playing in the World Baseball Classic to that point where he saw how other teams can have fun and maybe loosen up a little bit? And I know the moment last year when Edmundo Sosa slammed his helmet, he said, we don't do that around here. Do you believe Bryce Harper's experience, because he's the guy that leads that clubhouse, maybe not by word, but by example, do you think the World Baseball Classic may change his approach at the everydayness of a baseball season?
I don't know. I don't think when you've done it as long as he has, and look, I mean, like, I keep saying it's his 15th year, and it's almost like you don't believe it,
right?
Because he's 33 years old and whatnot, and he's done this now 15 years in the major leagues. I don't know. I think when you've done it that long, you probably are who you are, and you approach the game the way you do, and that's how it is. And look, I mean, he insists he's having fun. He said, look, it might not always look like it. He doesn't maybe smile as much as some other guys when he's on the field and this and that, but he insists that it's fun for him and that, that he enjoys it. I think last year he didn't feel great for a lot of the season. I think his wrist really was bothering him early in the year before he went on the IL. I think it bothered him a little after he came back. I think there was a lot he was going through last year physically where he just didn't feel great. So I think some of that played a part in it. But I don't know. I don't think he's a fast forward to October and wake me when we get there kind of guy. I think he's got goals. Like, I think he wants to have another MVP season, and I think he wants to continue to put up numbers that are going to get him to the Hall of Fame, and I think a lot of that means a lot to him. So I think that that there are ways during the course of the year that he finds joy in the process, and in the road. It just doesn't manifest as much. And the thing that stands out to me about his year last year, more than anything else, more than like the lineup protection or whatever you might want to say, was just the absence of the clutch hit. Like there's a stat out there. There's a stat for everything these days, right? There's a stat out there called win probability added, and it's designed to measure the value of a specific hit in the context of a game and in the context of a season. And he didn't have very many big hits last year. In fact, I think I looked it up, and like of their top 40 biggest hits by win probability added, he had, I think, one. And so, like, the absence of just big moments for him last year was striking, and I think that's one of the reasons why you didn't see the emotion come out of him much last year, like you saw the other night in the WBC.
Sure.
He didn't have those moments. He didn't have the grand slam against the Cubs where he sprinted around the bases that year. Things like that. So I think if he has a few more of those moments, a few walk-off moments, things like that, you'll see that come out of him more as the season goes along.
Scott, thanks, man. We're a week away from the regular season. We'll be talking to you a lot this year. We appreciate the time as always.
Of course, guys, anytime.
There's our man, Scott Lauber.
He has had some really good stuff. He's been on a great run with some really good stuff out of spring training.
Great point on the clutch hits. Not
he really
many
did.
From
Well,
Bryce last year.
It's where the Dave Dombrowski saying the elite stuff, and he took offense to it.
Hopefully that home run helped.
You know?
Who knows?
What do you say?
All right, coming up next, yesterday, we talked about the excitement of the Sean Mannion offense. Jalen Hurts expressed how excited he is to Zach Berman. Well, we know that Jalen is a man of very few words. The way Lane Johnson spoke about the Sean Mannion offense yesterday, oh boy, we will play some clips for you next. It is Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Going to tell you that if you're looking for an engagement ring, I've always told you if you're going to pop the question, the answer is Benari Jewelers. Whether you're looking in Exton or Newtown Square, you are going to be loving what you see at Benari. They have a great staff, and they've also got the great diamond guarantee. Yeah, you know what the guarantee is? Your diamond is never going to lose value. In fact, it's going to gain value. 110% diamond upgrade guarantee on all natural diamonds. Let's just say, for easy math, you buy a diamond for $10,000, it's going to be worth $11,000 when you want to upgrade it. That's a guaranteed 10% appreciation. So that means you're going to get paid more than you paid them for the same diamond. That's peace of mind. That means that the company believes in its product. That means that they're looking to create a long-term relationship with you. So if you're engagement ring shopping, do not get distracted by fads. Do not dare walk into a mall, and do not buy a diamond off the internet. Buy it at Benari Jewelers, Exton or Newtown Square. 2 great showrooms. Tell them John Kincade sent you in.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles trade for QB depth. Connor Thomas. And the Eagles added a veteran quarterback yesterday via the trade market. 7th rounder going to Carolina Panthers for Andy Dalton. Dalton is due $3.9 million next season, so it makes you wonder about the status of current backup to Jalen Hurts, Tanner McKee. We'll be watching that closely as the offseason continues. Flyers took down the Ducks 3-2 last night in a nice overtime win. Noah Cates had the game winner. Here's what it sounded like here on the Fanatic.
And Leachkoff was stopped. Batted back in front. The Flyers score! Cates banged it off and dozed all and in. Noah Cates wins it in overtime. His 13th goal of the year.
And the Flyers still have life with 15 games to play. They will take on the Kings tonight at 10:30. You can hear that game over on WMMR. The Sixers play the Kings tonight, different Kings. That game at 10 p.m. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. We've got a week until opening day for the Phillies. Yesterday, Andrew Painter threw 4 innings, a 1-hit ball down in Clearwater against the Braves. We just talked to Scott Lauber of the Inquirer about what the Phillies need to work on as they get ready for opening day. And you need to get ready for the World Cup, and the Union and the city of Philadelphia are helping you with that with a FIFA Fan Festival that they're going to be putting on. That'll be a fun event. This update is brought to you by TireRack.com. Rain or shine, drive with confidence on Verdestin tires from Tire Rack. Verdestin tires deliver precision handling, dependable traction, and quiet comfort. Ship fast and free with 2 years of free road hazard protection. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Middays with Marks. You guessed it with me, John Marks. That's coming up at 10 o'clock. Let's get back to more of Kincade Salciunas right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Thank you, Johnny Marks. All right, coming up in a few minutes, Lane Johnson was on a podcast with Ryan Fitzpatrick and, oh my God, what's his name?
Antoine Whitfield.
Andrew Whitworth.
Andrew
Whitworth.
It's
Antoine
called
Winfield
Fitz and
plays
Whit.
safety for the Buccaneers. But yeah,
Fitz and Whit.
And
It's not. By the way,
Whitfield was
it's
tremendous.
not bad.
No, it's not bad. I mean,
It's not bad.
they're both media guys.
In the sports podcast world, not bad.
They're both on the Amazon.
Yeah,
pregame
it's not
stuff.
bad. I actually am impressed. I listen to a lot of podcasts, so I like to bounce around the podcast things. Those guys, they do a pretty nice job.
And man, is it nice to have all those connections. Like, oh, Lane Johnson's on. So you'll hear what Lane Johnson had to say about the early look into the Sean Mannion offense. Remember, Lane Johnson stopped talking last year because he was the first player to use the word predictable.
He didn't want to get let's just say he didn't want to tell everybody the true scoop on Kevin Patullo.
Yep.
I think it's fair. He did not want to be caught trashing Kevin Patullo.
And he said it was predictable. So what does Lane Johnson think about this one? We'll tell you in a few minutes. By the way, congratulations to, is it VU or VU? Do we know?
I'd imagine VU.
All right, VU from Souderton, our second qualifier.
Okay.
The answer was Jaleel Okafor. What we're doing today for your chance to get a spot in knockout, current or former Sixers that have played in the NCAA tournament. Today is day one. So your next one, I'm not going to give many clues for this one.
Okay.
This guy played one season with the Sixers. He played in the tournament with a school that he is coaching for right now. I don't even want to give this school's name because it just gives it away.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But he played for this school and is now the head coach of said school that is in the tournament right now.
So
Who is
former
that
Sixer who's a
Sixer?
coach.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So I
Former
can't,
Sixer's a coach.
because all you got to do is
No, you give
Google.
it a good.
You Google the name of the school and you find out who the head coach is. All right, if you can get it right or if you know it, 610-632-0975, text that in. Speaking of the tournament, we're doing Team Kincade and Salciunas bracket. I think we have to have at least one listener with us at the bar so that they feel involved. Maybe one of our lucky YouTube viewers could come join us at the bar if we win the Fanatic pool.
Okay.
So, Johnny, Gonzaga or Kennesaw State?
Gonzaga.
Connor,
I love Kennesaw.
the U or Mizzou?
Give me Mizzou.
All right. I have an easy one. Purdue will go and beat Queens. All right, John. Will there be a 16-seed Howard knocking off Michigan?
There will not.
Connor, Georgia or St. Louis?
Give me the Billikens.
Really?
It's an 8-9 matchup.
I mean, it is.
I
And by the way, I think you might be right.
I like your
Connor.
pick.
I think you might be right.
And in the 5-12, because you did not go with McNeese, and I'm very disappointed in you. We have to have at least one, and I love them in this tournament.
You
for at least
do?
a round or two. Akron.
The Zips?
Give me Akron, the 12, taking down Texas Tech. All right, we will continue to do this over the course of the show.
You're that big on Texas Tech.
No, big on Akron.
No, I mean, that big on Akron, I mean.
Yeah, fighting LeBrons.
Even after the Zaire Smith question earlier.
Really?
Come on, man.
All right. Lane Johnson
Yes.
on the podcast with
I
Ryan
enjoyed this.
Fitzpatrick
I
and
listened to
Whitworth.
the whole thing yesterday.
Well,
And that's the longest I've listened to that podcast. So it was very good.
because you also liked what was being said.
No, I mean they did a nice job with it. They really it was a good listen.
All right, here's Lane Johnson first on Sean Mannion.
You know, I think with him, I think he's going to be very similar to Shane. I think he has a brilliant football mind. Yeah, he played with Isaac Seumalo there at Oregon State, so that was his quarterback. So yeah, it is. It's a full circle moment. So yeah, I'm excited. We'll start OTA soon.
Yep. So he's excited.
He's excited. He
knows the guy.
He goes on and on the podcast about how much Shane Steichen, who a lot of people here, I think undervalue Shane Steichen. He goes on and on about Shane Steichen and how brilliant and how bright and how enthused things were when Shane Steichen was here.
By the way,
he loved it.
He mentions Isaac Seumalo, who, according to a lot of people, is a genius, like a really smart person. The fact that Isaac Seumalo has experience, and I imagine Lane probably texted him like, hey, what do you think about this kid?
And Isaac Seumalo, a huge fan of Sean Mannion. And these guys, by the way, Whitworth, Whitfield, knows about Sean Mannion also.
Yeah.
And so there's the discussion of that too, is that there's just an enthusiasm in his voice, and he just stays away from trashing what he stays as best he can.
Well, he
away
can't.
From trashing.
You know why? Because Fitzpatrick, his boy, is there. Remember, Fitz was the one getting the texts from Petullo.
Well, now we know. Yeah, but now we know. Now we know though too that
it's not my fault.
It's not my fault. Yeah, now we know that. Look, he was not
what
buying.
A disaster,
he was not buying
dude.
it. It was, and this was the thing is, if I come with something this summer, I said it's not. Again, I felt it. I felt it in my bones that he was going to be the guy that derailed the chance to win a Super Bowl, and he did it.
It was bad.
It was a horrible hire.
Well, there was more from Lane. So eventually, all right, it's one thing that you're excited. What do you like about the Sean Mannion plan?
Yeah, I'm excited about this new system. I think it has some Shanahan implements in it. And I think it'll be maybe easier on the edge for Jordan and I. So maybe not as much isolation. And, when you run some wide zone like the 49ers and if the guy comes under you, you're not worried about it. You just keep going. I can get used to that. So, yeah, man, I'm excited. I've watched these offenses from afar and been like, damn, that looks pretty fun.
Damn, that looks pretty fun. Damn, I wish we have been doing that.
He thinks that it is going to be less isolation. Now, here's the problem, though. Isn't that a little bit of a shot at the offensive line coach?
Could be. Even though I think Lane loves him.
I think he does. But the way that they've done things is the way that they've done things, and he looks at it and goes, it's going to be a lot less wear and tear on him and Mailata.
Then again, they're so good at their craft that you were able to do that.
I got you. But he obviously is thrilled to not have that wear and tear on him this year. He thinks this is going to be a lot better for them, a lot better for their long-term. He says, for our long-term health. He talks about their ability to get out there and use their athleticism more. He seems very enthusiastic for the change of approach. And to me, that was a little eye-opening.
See, I take it more as he was the guy that said the offense was predictable last year, right? Like he was the one that said it.
He was.
And name me the time anybody said Kyle Shanahan's offense was predictable.
No, it isn't.
It's not.
Kyle Shanahan,
so maybe that's what he's excited about.
He is, and I think he's very excited about what this offense offers.
All right. And then he talked about what went wrong last season.
I mean, I think when you look at what we accomplished last year, we were, a lot of points were off. Saquon's getting hit in the backfield. And so, and you see, the pub that comes from it, he's not the same player, this, that, and other. And that's something I truly hate. And I know it's a big part of it is how we're communicating and how we're adjusting up front. And so, yeah, man, it's, I hate it. I know what he's capable of. I know what we're capable of, and whenever we're not, putting that stuff out there on film, it's frustrating. And so, good off season to think about it from the day to day gives you the most motivation. Comes season time to change it. So we're all like that. We all feel a little bit sour. And so yeah, I feel like when we've been in these situations before, a lot of goods come from it.
Listen to that. That's a lot of ownership on him saying. The offensive line let the team down.
It was bad last year.
The offensive line let Saquon down. Also, too, though, it may point to the fact is maybe internally the organization felt it was time for a change at offensive line.
Maybe.
An approach.
I still don't agree with the let's side with Kevin Petullo Jeff Stoutland approach.
No question. Nobody.
Season.
I don't think anybody would. But it does point to that. It's very interesting.
By the way, congratulations, Zach from South Philly, our latest qualifier. The answer, Speedy Claxton. I couldn't just give out Hofstra.
No, you couldn't do that.
You could literally just Google Hofstra. Speaking of, Johnny, Bama or Hofstra? What timing?
Let me have Bama.
All right. They've had a weird year this year.
Let me have Bama.
Had a very weird year
I'll
this year.
I'll take Bama.
Got guys getting
just a couple pounds.
He just got arrested.
Smoking dope.
He just got arrested.
You had guys that played in the G League that are all of a sudden back.
Yeah, I'll take Bama.
All right. Connor, do you go the Volunteers or are you going Miami of Ohio?
I really want to go with I got to go Tennessee. I think there's a big enough gap between those two teams.
All right, I'll give you Virginia. All right, Johnny, Kentucky or Santa Clara?
Kentucky. I don't want Amy Fadul to throat punch me.
That's a good point. That is probably the best reason to make that pick.
You talked earlier, about Joe the Cynic.
Yeah,
I'm more scared of Amy Fadul.
Don't blame you. Connor, Iowa State or Tennessee State?
Iowa State.
All right, that's the last of the first round. So we enter the round of 32. I'll just start it with Duke over TCU.
Good.
And then we start next with Johnny St. John. How about that?
Well, that's it.
It's like this thing has been prepared.
I was named after John the Baptist, a different St. John, but I'll take it.
All right.
St. John's.
And we all know that Rick Pitino's entering sainthood one day.
Oh, please.
Coming up next.
What a dirtbag. What a dirtbag.
We're going to play a game. Do you believe the report? And no, it's not A.J. Brown related.
Wow.
But it is Eagle related. Also, an update on an Eagle that might make John angry. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's going to be so much fun at the Bet Parks Sportsbook app the next few days. My fingers are going to fall off. But how about this? Why don't you go to Parks Casino and join them? Because Parks Casino is going to have so much fun from noon until like late night because they're hosting their Hoops Mania tip-off party. It all starts today. I'll be out there tomorrow afternoon. The first game starts today with Ohio State, 2.5-point favorites against TCU. At 4 p.m., Michigan State, 16.5-point favorites against North Dakota State. Tonight, you got Michigan, 31.5-point favorites tonight. So that's one of those games. Penn, 25.5-point underdogs against Illinois. Get some skin in the game, though. Bet all the action on the Bet Park Sportsbook and Casino app. Top 4 teams favored are Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and last year's Tampa, Florida. There are going to be so many great guests there. Go on out and join. Hey, Jimmy Lynam and Mark Jackson and Matty Cord. D. Lynam will be out there too. Barrett Brooks and more. Check out betparks.com and get all the details. Go to Parks Casino. Best place to watch the tournament. I'll be there tomorrow afternoon and join it too. Got to be 21. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Unfiltered.
Fanatic.
All right, it's 8:47 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5, The Fanatic. By the way, today they're here, the boys of the Middays, Johnny Mark, Sean Bryce, Ray Dunn. But tomorrow, check them out because they're going to be out and about. And John Kincade, I think you know this place pretty well. They're going to be in this casino in Ben Salem.
Oh, well, guess what? I'm going to go, and I'm going to not only go to just enjoy the casino, but I'm going to go and see some of them, too. Because I'm going over there tomorrow, too.
So they're going to be doing the show live tomorrow.
How about that?
But they'll also be there Saturday. How about that?
How about that?
But the show tomorrow, 10 to 2, you'll see Johnny
great.
Mark, Sean Bryce, and, of course, everybody's favorite, Ray Dunn. Maybe Ray Dunn will be on the prowl. We don't know what Ray Dunn's going to be doing during commercial breaks.
I'm telling you, the Parks Casino has the best sports book of any of the casinos in the area, bar none, flat out. Most seating, best straight views of all the games. You'll have a great time. I'm looking forward to being out there. Great prizes to give away. By the way,
we got knockout spots there as well.
How about this? Iverson and Maxey gear to give away.
Ooh, I love that.
Uh-huh. And some autographed Iverson Maxey.
Like my autographed Khalif Wyatt jersey that I'm wearing
Khalif
today.
Wyatt stuff. That's very interesting.
Damn right, man. Yes. Go Leaf Buck. All right, let's do a couple more picks here, and then I gotta tell you about a little nugget or a little news that you might not like about the Eagles, Johnny. But you are John, so you have to pick between St. John's and Kansas.
St. John's not even a problem.
All right, 5-4 matchup.
Not even a problem.
I do like your pick though. Connor, South Florida, who you took over Louisville versus Michigan State.
Give me Izzo.
All right. And UCLA, UConn, I will go with the Huskies. So
I think you're smart there. Yeah, I like that.
All right, Johnny, Florida or Clemson?
I'm taking Florida.
All right, Connor, another 4-5. You going Nebraska or Vandy?
Give me Vandy.
I like that pick, Connor. Connor, I like that pick.
They're not even going to be playing in that game.
Connor,
Vandy's
I like that
weird
pick.
Because they were unbelievable at the start of the season.
Vandy.
And then they've trailed off, but they have beaten some really good teams.
Connor, thank you.
I didn't think that they were going to be in the same
Connor,
round.
I like that pick.
All right, I will go. I'm going to go with the blue UNC over Illinois. A little upset action. 6 seed takes down the number 3 Illinois.
Not crazy.
No, it's not crazy.
It's not crazy pick.
All right. First, before we play, do you believe the report? Aaron Wilson, who covers the Texans, but is somehow the guy that gets all the restructured contract news.
Okay.
If you follow him, just trust me. Random teams.
He gets a lot of the stuff.
Including the Eagles.
Right.
And as of 8:08 this morning, he got the tip that the Eagles have restructured the contract of one Jake Elliott. He ain't going anywhere, Johnny.
Or not necessarily.
He got a $3.65 million signing bonus.
Okay.
Lowers the cap hit a little bit.
It does.
The void years will be from 2030 to 2032.
So now that's done, right? But it makes it easier to cut him now.
So
Look at
you
it that
think
way.
this could...
No,
okay.
It makes it easier to cut him today.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think you are probably correct. But it does make it easier to cut him.
Sure.
So that's I can still hold out hope that the Eagles aren't going to go into a season saying we don't care that we have been 32 out of 32 at a position group and we're okay to just keep doing it.
I just don't see saying, here you go, here's money, now go away.
They're going to, wait a minute. If they didn't restructure it, they would be doing, that's exactly what they'd have to do anyway.
Okay.
They'd have to do it. And by the way, teams do that all the time. They pay guys to go away in the NFL.
I think he's around. The way he spoke about him.
I just don't even understand.
And this isn't for trade bait.
I don't understand how you could go into a season where you say, my field goal kicker for the second consecutive year was 50-50 from the 50.
Yeah, I agree with you,
That's
dude.
embarrassing.
I agree with you.
In today's NFL, that is freaking embarrassing. And more importantly, it is now almost, you can go to major college programs and find guys who won't go to the NFL who could get you 65, 67, 68% from that range. And so it annoys the hell out of me if they're going to go into this season with that again.
Now, when the Eagles pay guys to go away, do you think they send Big Dom? Is he the deliverer of that message?
I know that the money is wired. I know that the money is wired.
He just walks in with the cannolis he brought.
So they don't give you the
Scatterboo.
They don't give you the check. Like you don't have to go to the bank with like a $4 million check.
I don't
They do
think
wire
so.
it.
By the way, so I was going to Mike Garafolo because we're going to play the game. Do you believe the report? Per Mike Garafolo, Carson Wentz back to the Vikings. How about that quarterback room? You got Wentz, 9, and little man Kyler.
That's my new favorite QB room, baby.
Okay, that's
Hell yeah.
that's a strange room.
What is that?
That's a really strange
you got
room.
My alter ego's 9. You got I need to have a +9 KD ratio in Call of Duty in Kyler Murray. And then you got Wentz, who's like, I still want to try to be a starter, so much so that I was playing with my arm falling off.
How about this? I think Wentz would there's a great chance that Wentz outworks them.
Yeah, but if anyone's starting, I think it's Kyler. I would guess.
Well, look. I think that they want Kyler to push 9. I think they really hope. I think that they're hoping that they haven't blown it with 9.
Dude, I think he just stinks.
Wow.
Handoff merchant.
Wow.
So there's your latest news in the NFL. But yesterday, Connor's been mentioned in the update. Sorry that we have not made a bigger deal of the Eagles acquiring Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, is now a Philadelphia Eagle. The Eagles traded a 2027 7th-round pick to acquire Dalton, but Mike Garafolo immediately puts out a tweet saying Tanner McKee firmly locked into the number 2 spot behind Jalen Hurts as the Eagles add a veteran to the room. Do you believe it?
No. I believe he will be traded. I do not believe he'll be on the roster. I believe that they have their Dalton will be the backup quarterback, and I believe they will draft a quarterback. In fact, probably whatever, not necessarily the same pick, but they go and they get a pick, probably a third-day pick in trading Tanner McKee. I believe Tanner McKee to the Jets could be a real thing, especially after the Jets moved on from Fields. The Tanner McKee to the Jets could be a real thing, and then they go and they draft a quarterback.
That's how I read it when I first saw the news.
By the way, the vast majority of NFL insiders said yesterday they did not go Garafolo's way.
He's a free agent.
They went
after this season, so why wouldn't you just try to get something?
And
for him?
Eagles beats. The majority went that they believe this is
see, I didn't see all that. I just saw the Garafolo.
No. The Garafolo went one way. The majority of people went the other way.
The biggest thing here is the money. Dalton's due $3.9 million this year. Are they paying that for a third-string quarterback?
That's not bad for a third-string quarterback. No, he's not going to be a third-string.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Kyle.
They're going to bump him up.
He's going to be. He's going to be the back. He's going to be the backup quarterback. I really believe that.
Red Rocket.
And I'll tell you this: with this line and these weapons, he could absolutely win you a few games if you needed to. There's no it's not like you're going to put him in. He's terrible. He'd be fine. He'd be fine. You're not going to be great, but he could win you a few games. I'd feel every bit of chance for him to win as Tanner McKee could win.
Also, he's the Red Rifle.
Not the Red Rocket?
That's Red Rifle.
It's not?
No.
Coming up next.
Just to clarify.
Reset today's topics. I thought it was Red Rocket. Stop saying it. Why?
Red Robin.
What is it? All right.
Don't do it. Don't do
coming up next, the Jeff Passan article that we mentioned. Does Bryce Harper have more fun this year? Did the World Baseball Classic open his mind to enjoying baseball? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app. Oh, it's going to be busy today. FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is dropping bonus bets into everyone's account for the tournament. All you got to do is opt in and claim your bonuses. It's that simple. Use them for your bracket picks, money lines, spreads, totals, game props, or even same-game parlays. You can make a futures bet. If you're like Connor Thomas and you think Vanderbilt's going to win the national championship game, you can bet that. I bet you it's a good value bet. I bet you get pretty good odds on that one. But don't wait. These bonus bets are only available for a limited time. So get to it today because it all starts today. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to learn more. That's FanDuel.com/local. You got to be 21 plus, present Pennsylvania. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after the receipt. Max bonus $500 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Andy Dalton is an Eagle. Yes,
Red Rocket.
Connor Thomas and the Eagles added a veteran quarterback yesterday, trading a 7th-round pick to the Panthers for the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. He's due $3.9 million next season, so the move draws eyes towards the future of quarterback Tanner McKee, who is the current backup to Jalen Hurts. We'll keep an eye on that as the offseason continues. Flyers with a big win last night. They took down the Anaheim Ducks 3-2. in overtime. Noah Cates, the game winner. And the Flyers, they've still got some life with 15 games left to play. They will take on the LA Kings tonight at 10:30. You can hear that game over on WMMR. The Sixers play the Sacramento Kings tonight. That game at 10 p.m. You can hear it live here on the Fanatic. We've got a week till opening day for those fighting Phils. And yesterday, Andrew Painter got folks excited throwing 4 innings of a one-hit ball down in Clearwater against the Braves. Dylan Moore, who was a potential depth option for the Phillies, did leave the game with a lower body injury, so something to keep an eye on there. And the Philadelphia Union are teaming up with the city of Philadelphia, getting you ready for the World Cup with a great announcement for a FIFA Fan Festival. Keep an eye out for that as we get closer to the summer. This update is brought to you by Uber Eats. Philly, you hungry? Good thing Uber Eats has a great deal waiting for you at Coco's Cookies and Creamery. From now till March 31st, get a buy one, get one free deal on a milkshake, all on the Uber Eats app. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Terms apply. See app for details. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic.
We know you want to hear more of what Andrew and John have to say. Don't worry, we will. But first, let's hear what they got into earlier today on Kincade and Salciunas.
The Wake Me Up When October crowd. If you are one of them, what do you mean by that?
This year, I understand. I'm not with them.
Sure.
But this year, I understand their struggle. I understand. I feel it for the first time. Wake me up when it's October.
Yeah, absolutely.
This year, I feel it. I feel where that's coming from. I feel that frustration. I share it with them. So this year, it's a little bit different.
There's a lot of questions about this team, and questions that, once again, as we've said a couple of times this week, the Phillies have brought upon themselves. Bryce Harper has brought the criticism upon himself up until the home run in the World Baseball Classic when he drops the whole, I can't wait to have Judge hitting behind me, and then he doesn't hit the ball at all.
Absolutely.
Even though it was only 6 games, he brought that upon himself. The Phillies have brought this mentality from fans upon themselves. Coming up small in the NLCS the way that they did. Losing without even a fight except for one person, Nick Castellanos, in 2024 against the Mets. And then last year, sure, can I sit down and try to take all my emotion out of that Dodgers series and say they played that team tough? Absolutely.
Yeah, we can, but we're not hanging a banner for it.
It also doesn't help then Dave Dombrowski had the press conference that he had. I think I would have stomached that loss in that series better if Dave Dombrowski didn't say the things that he said.
Now, back to the show.
All right, it is 9 a.m. on Tournament Day, day 1 of the NCAA tournament. Having some fun with that. Your chance to win a spot in Knockout. We are playing Name That Sixer who played in the NCAA tournament. So we're giving you the school, a couple clues, and then you got to name that Sixer. We're building the Team Kincade and Salciunas bracket to go up against the Fanatic pool here. And I think we've kind of agreed on some, and we've disagreed on others.
I think it's been overwhelmingly. I thought we'd have more debate. I thought we were going to have more debates where we were like, oh, bad pick, dude.
I think I've hated all of Connor's picks.
Connor, I've actually liked some of your picks.
By the way,
John.
Speaking of the picks, the flag football draft happened yesterday. Alvin Kamara did not go first overall.
He did not.
Their fault.
No, he did not.
By the way, a couple guys dropped out. Miles Garrett dropped out. Very disappointing.
Yeah, Miles Garrett dropped out.
One of your picks dropped out. So John's team automatically wins.
I automatically
best ability is availability.
You got Jake Paul on your team. I'm not worried.
He's not playing. I already said. I told Mark DeRosa he's not allowed to play.
He's in the locker room.
He is not allowed to play.
Your next name that Sixer that played in the NCAA tournament. Oh, this one's gonna be this is stupid, but it's me. So why wouldn't I do something stupid? All right, this guy played for the Qs in the 1983 NCAA tournament. He was then drafted by the Sixers in the first round later that year, and he played a year. So a first round bust, but Lithuanian. So I have to go that way. Born in Canada, but he's a Lithuanian Canadian.
Wow, he's a Lithuanian Canadian.
Yes,
that's
I'm a Lithuanian American.
That's a mouthful.
He's a Lithuanian Canadian. So he
Canadian.
played for the Orange in the 1983 NCAA tournament, and then was drafted by the Sixers later that year. Who was it? 610-632-0975. All right, you heard the little reset where we're asking you if you are a Wake Me Up When October Comes person. What do you mean by that? We also have a Twitter poll up and running, thanks to our friend Dr. Avi Donapel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's always going strong. The Twitter poll, 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon as well.
It's incredible.
What do we got right now, Connor?
So our question, how do you view the Wake Me Up in October Phillies fan? 3 options. Bad fan, understand why, or totally agree with them. Understand why is leading with 48% of the vote. 36% of responders are calling them bad fans, and only 16% are saying I totally agree with them.
I also wonder how many of the 36%, and I'm not saying you're one of these people, John.
Okay.
How many of the 36% basically think the Phillies can do no wrong?
Well, that's not me.
There are a lot of fans in this city. The Phillies have, I think, the lightest criticism.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Dude, it's not
Connor.
It's not the Eagles. It's not
Connor,
the Eagles.
Connor, it's the Phillies.
Like the Phillies.
It's the Phillies have this just like
let's have a good time at the ballpark.
Let's be like puppy dogs with the Phillies.
Look, this offseason, they've been criticized.
Yes.
And Bryce Harper, for the first time, has been criticized. But up until this point, like, the Phillies have always been the companion for people.
Yeah, because I think it's the, like there is something about, yesterday, John and Sean did a interview with Tom McCarthy. There's something about hearing Tom McCarthy's voice that just made yesterday when I looked at the temperature on my dashboard.
Yeah.
And it was like 37. And I'm hearing Tom McCarthy's voice, and I'm like, it ain't going to be 37 for long.
And you welcome him in your home 162 nights out of the year.
My wife is a huge listening to Kruk cracks her up.
Yeah.
She gets cracked up by that. There's something about it being a part of your life, being a part of it. I think the Phillies get it. I think the Phillies get a relative pass.
I mean, I remember you and I both had similar experiences last year, different games, when Real Muto was struggling as much as he was. And he turned his season around, credit to him. But when he certainly did. When he was struggling as much as he did, when Dan Baker's saying, and catching for the Phillies, JT Real Muto, it was still like,
Yay, JT.
And it's like, wow.
Why?
I mean, Jose Alvarado got a freaking standing ovation, right? Like the guy got suspended and was ineligible for the playoffs.
I think
the Phillies get the most kids' glove out of any team this city.
And I think that the whole thing with like last year, the Alvarado treatment to me was just.
I didn't understand.
It's where I just say fans aren't paying attention. He screwed over that team so poorly.
And some people, did say we had a topic on it. Some people didn't know that he was ineligible for the playoffs. And they were like, oh, wow, I wouldn't have done that had I known.
Which is we want to be nice. I think there is a backlash from your generation.
I've had this take, man.
That you guys want to have we're going to make it so different that people think differently about us than the way Philly fans used to be thought of.
So do you remember the Not Your Father's Root Beer craze?
No.
Oh, yeah. Not Your Father's Root Beer is an alcoholic. It's like you're drinking a cup of sugar.
It was awesome.
It's alcoholic root beer, but it tastes like root beer.
Really? Okay.
When that stuff came out was when I had the take of we're not your father's fans, right? Like this generation wants to be not known as the Snowballs at Santa, even though that's grandparents for a lot of us. But, we don't want to be the Snowballs. We don't want to be the Batteries. We don't want to be the angry Philly fan.
I think it's the difference is that fans today aren't genuine. They're not genuine. They're trying to change a narrative.
Yeah, there's over-the-top protection.
And it's why I believe the greatest lie ever told was uttered by Jason Kelsey.
No one likes us.
Love you, Jason. But no one likes us. We don't care is the biggest lie ever told about this city. Because the fan base, especially your age group and down, cares way too much about what other cities say. I can tell you that your age group up never gave a damn about what other fan bases said. And even though, as I told you, the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life occurred at the Vet. I can honestly say that. The most, like, the worst things I've seen of like people being just jackasses, human behavior, occurred at the Vet. And I don't think that's something that's to be proud of.
No.
Something to be laughed, like even laughed at. I don't like it. Like, I don't like it, and I'm not proud of it. And I didn't participate in it. But I can tell you our seats were in 511. I had seats in 511. And I saw stuff up there that was disgusting to me.
Right.
I'm glad that has changed. But I also think that people have gotten way soft.
Couple responses on YouTube. Our man Fit Dad checks in. Phillies are the least criticized team in the city by a mile. WP says going to a regular season Phillies game is akin to going to the carnival instead of a sporting event.
Yes.
Tommy John, Phillies have forced a family model ever since they opened CBP. No tailgating set the standard. There is still tailgating. But the point is, it is a lot different. And is it the ballpark? I don't know. Is it generational? I don't know. I do think that's a big part of it.
It is generational.
But yeah, the Phillies have a lot of kids' gloves. Now, interesting article from Jeff Passan. Jeff Passan had a chance to talk to Bryce Harper after the World Baseball Classic. So this was after they lost to Venezuela. And basically, it was why did Harper go to the Venezuelan teams and shake their hands, right? Because a lot of players, they got their silver medal and they walked off. And say what you want about performative and all that kind of stuff. Bryce Harper does have a love for baseball. I still remember the clip that went viral a couple of years ago when he was in Atlanta and the fans were yelling at him saying, Acuna's better. And he's like, it's Acuna. Like,
oh, yes.
Like, I think Bryce Harper has respect for the sport of baseball. He knows players. He does the TikTok stuff about building baseball teams. Like, he knows his stuff. And so there's an interesting paragraph from it saying, Harper loves baseball for its manifold beauties, the most important being that it is the world's to relish. And he wanted every Venezuelan player, the ones who couldn't stop their tear ducts from overflowing, and those who still couldn't believe they'd actually won the WBC, to know that if the price of their joy was his pain, he was nonetheless thrilled for what they were getting to experience. And they go on and talk about his experience in the World Baseball Classic. And I do wonder, does he watch how much these guys care? And does he lighten up a little bit? Because I do believe that was a problem last year. He was the guy that ended the daycare. Remember, no more of that kind of stuff, right? And I get
the end of the game celebrations that used to be on the TV every day.
And I understood to a point, like if they won 10-2 over the Marlins, you don't need to do the Gatorade bath, right? But then it almost got too businesslike. And that's led by Harper. He was the one that shut it down. He was the one. Does Bryce Harper realize that baseball's fun? Like, I know Scott Lauber brought up the whole, Bryce said he has fun even though it doesn't look like it. Yeah, he doesn't have fun when he's not playing well. Right? He's another one of these front runner guys. When things are going great, he's bat flipping. He's doing the the hands over the chest.
Look, him and Bohm are mopey mopes.
They are.
And to me, those people are energy vampires. They are, and that's a you can read a book on it, great book on it. They're the energy vampires. They're the people that you come into. The one thing, never once. We're going on our third year of the show, working together. I've never once had to say, "Hey," in the mornings, "Hey, Connor. Hey, Andrew. Are you guys to me? Hey, what's wrong?
Yeah,
you guys okay? Hey, you all right? Like, are you okay today?" We all come. We're professionals. We come to work. We all deal with crap, and we all come to work and we just say, "Hey, it's work. Let's put it aside. Let's do it. Let's come with enthusiasm. Let's come to work." Those guys are energy vampires. And that's who they are. They're gonna wear it on their sleeves and everything. Like the other night, and Dan Plesac, is he the guy from the baseball?
Yeah.
Like Harper inserting himself into the thing. I guess it was him that was talking about it. Going, the Venezuelan players really didn't need Bryce inserting himself into their
Sure.
like he's.
But he wanted to pay his
because
respect.
Because he is. There's a time to do that. Most of the guys from the U.S. team did it in the tunnel, off the field, away from the cameras.
I don't think he's doing that for the cameras.
And you can say that, and it's very. Most of the guys in any kind of competition, like, they do it off the field, away from the cameras, after the fact. It's their moment. Don't insert yourself into it. Their celebration, their thing, and everything. It's not for you, and then you're crying. And
I do know he went to Ranger first because Ranger obviously former
Ranger and
teammate.
him. That's totally different. There were other guys who, to a teammate, did. Hey, how you doing, man? See you. And you saw them doing the wave, like, I'll talk to you later. See you. Great. Good job, man. Congrats. It just seems I look, you got to bring the same energy when you're getting kicked in the balls in life, when you're sky high in life. When it's your job and everything, you're supposed to be able to be a professional and bring the same level of energy and everything like that.
Well, he is professional. It's just
the same level of energy.
I think sometimes he's overly professional.
Yeah, but your energy,
it's a kid's game.
Yeah, but you can't come to work with like, are you down today? What's wrong? You all right? How could? Oh, I know you're struggling. Oh, and then it brings everybody down. You got to be able to bring an energy level to work that just brings the energy. You got to do it. And him and Bohm are bad at it. They're bad.
I hope Bryce Harper lightens up a little.
I hope so too. Lighten up, Francis.
And maybe the World Baseball Classic helped.
Yeah, maybe it could help. It could.
All right, Jeff McClain on the Jake Elliott restructuring of the contract, Johnny. As I noted last week, the Eagles remain confident in Jake Elliott despite recent struggles. Howie Roseman gave him a strong public endorsement in February, but this restructure further confirms the kicker's return for 2026. I've seen it suggested the Eagles could bring in competition, but that seems unlikely. The team views Elliott through the larger lens of what he's accomplished over his career and in the postseason. They also factor kicking outdoors in the Northeast into their evaluation.
I
told you,
it's such a load of nonsense. It's nonsense.
Jake's not going anywhere, baby.
It's 2 years.
Yeah.
If it was one off year, that's different. And it's the 2 last years. It's 2 consecutive years at the 2 oldest years of his leg that also factor into this. So you were actually just saying to yourself, we're taking a flyer that 50 yards is a coin flip. That's pathetic. That's absolutely pathetic. And the Eagles rarely do things that are that's crappy.
I don't get why they would bring him back. I really don't.
It's terrible.
And don't give me postseason accomplishment.
It's terrible.
Because sure.
Yeah, it's great.
Like,
and by the way, postseason?
Yeah, how did this one go?
Postseason? If he doesn't miss an extra point,
where they're a field goal
you're
away.
a field goal at the end of that game. You're kicking a field goal to go to overtime. You got a chance to win that game. He blew a postseason game for you.
He was helping their draft pick.
Yeah.
No, you would have had a chance there. That at the end of that game, you're not worried about. You didn't. Jalen Hurts doesn't need a touchdown.
Yep.
All he needs is they kick a field goal, which Jake might make, and then you go to overtime. I mean, it's honestly, this is the first move that I would say for the Eagles, or first move I can think of in a long time for the Eagles organization. That to me is truly
it's very lifetime achievement award.
It's Patullo-esque. This is Patullo-esque. They're sticking their heads in the sand and saying, "No, we're good. We didn't learn our lesson a few years ago. We didn't learn our lesson when we let a inexperienced offensive coordinator take over a team that went to the Super Bowl. We didn't learn our lesson, so we're going to do it again." This is bad. It's bad.
All right, we continue the Kincade Salciunas. I knew that would get you fired up. See, at first you thought maybe it was to lead to a release. Nope. Jeff McClain goes, yeah, no, he's not going anywhere.
It's unbelievable.
All right, Johnny, St. Mary's or Houston?
Houston.
All right. Connor, Arizona State or Utah State? You didn't like my pick of Utah State?
Give me Utah State.
Over Arizona?
You said Arizona State.
Oh, I'm sorry, Arizona.
I was in Arizona. Sorry.
Okay,
I was like,
yeah, my bad.
You threw me off.
Wisconsin versus the Razorbacks. I'm going Razorbacks. All right, Arkansas moves on. Johnny, BYU or the Zags?
BYU.
You're going BYU?
I think I'm going to go BYU because they're in Utah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to go Utah. Yeah, I'm going to go Utah. That's a message to me.
Wow, you're betting with your heart.
I'm going to go Utah.
Bad work.
No, it's not.
Cut him from the bracket.
Yeah, dude, bad work.
No, it's not.
Connor,
wait a minute.
Purdue or Mizzou?
Purdue. This might be Purdue's year.
All right.
Preseason number 1.
This one's easy for me because I've been talking about them all year. Michigan as the 1 seed. All right, Johnny, Akron or Bama?
Bama.
All right. I can see Akron winning that one. Connor, Tennessee or Virginia? Virginia the 3 seed, Tennessee the 6 seed.
Give me the Vols. A lot of tournament experience of recent years for the Tennessee Volunteers.
All right. How about because you didn't want to get throat punched? Neither do I. Let's go Kentucky with the upset over Iowa State in honor of Amy Fadul.
You're betting with your heart, too.
Amy's a part of the show.
I love her, but Iowa State's nasty.
Iowa State's nasty.
Amy's a part of the show. Do you want to veto?
Well, no, because it's your pick.
No, I'll let you.
Your pick.
No.
You're the pick.
This is a show decision.
Veto.
Veto.
All right.
Not Mike Veto either.
Amy, if Kentucky ends up winning, it's these two.
You can. Connor and I will take the kick.
Veto.
All right.
Yeah, veto.
So we're down to the Sweet 16. All right. What's on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out. Davis Honda in Burlington. A lot of Phillies talk today. What do we got?
Trevor checks in, says, how can anyone be a wake-me-up-when person? Those people have zero ability to celebrate anything or complain about anything or criticize anything till October. What a miserable way to be a fan.
The wake-me-up person will be more critical than celebratory.
No, I don't want to. See, I agree with the person there. I don't want to hear from them.
But I know that's how it will be.
But I don't. Look, you're entitled to be that way, but I don't want to hear from you.
Well, we tried to give you earmuffs earlier.
Because you've checked out. Because you've checked out. You've checked out. You're checked out. You're not paying it. You're October. Nothing matters till October.
So what you're saying is the Davis Honda text line is only open to people that are checked in?
No.
We'll have a different text line for those who checked out.
No, because you're going to
Echo chamber
because
text
if you're that October person, you're not going to give this team proper credit for anything it does during the season. Because that's what you're telling me. You're disgusted by the disappointments of the last 3 Octobers. So you say, I'm not till October, nothing matters. So you're not going to give this team credit for what they do well this year. You're going to say, nah, doesn't matter. So so the only days you're going to chime in are when they're bad, when it supports your opinion.
You know that's coming.
Because they're going to, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to support. So that when they lose 3 out of 4, but
isn't that any sport?
No.
There's the guy that's always waiting for.
See, I think Eagles fans
their belief to happen.
See, I think Eagles fans are much more want to be optimistic. They want to be optimistic. They want to find that silver lining. They want to find that something that's going to.
It doesn't hurt as much when you expect it.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
I mean, that's been a thing forever.
I swear to you, I don't understand. But again, I think it's your age and under. I think it's a new mentality. I don't recognize it. I do not recognize it.
All right, coming up next, we got our Sweet 16 picks we got to get through. Do we have a qualifier for our latest question? Did anybody get it?
Oh, people got it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, we're waiting for them to text back.
Do you guys know the answer?
I did because I read it on the text line.
It was Leo Routens.
I did not know it.
Lithuanian Canadian,
I was kicking
man.
myself, and now that you say it, I'm like, now I'm kicking myself.
Oh, wow. Big NBA news that I will give you coming up next that I just saw pop up. Also, we have a big life question to discuss, John, because it's something that will impact everyone in some sort of way. It could impact the world of sports one day. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Hey, when something doesn't feel right, go to the doctor. And if you get a cancer diagnosis in your family, or if it's you, get to the consultants in medical oncology and hematology. CMOH, that's the shortcut to get to them. They offer quick consults, clear communication, and more importantly, they're going to come up with an individualized plan for you so you know exactly what to expect, and they're going to find a pathway for you to survive cancer. I can tell you that one of the big healthcare systems here in the area I visited with, they told me that there was this protocol that really wasn't for me, that probably wasn't going to work for me. CMOH was convinced it was the protocol that would work for me and that I should do it. I went with CMOH. I'm here today to tell you about the consultants in medical oncology and hematology. I believe in them. They're great. They are absolutely steadfast in their beliefs that they're going to find for you the best cure to cancer, and they're going to be able to help you go through the process. Their entire team is amazing, from the front office staff to the nurses to the critical care people. They're just the best. And the doctors, well, second to none. So get control of your cancer care. Check out the consultants in medical oncology and hematology. Check out CMOH.org.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles add Andy Dalton. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles went out and made a trade for veteran QB depth yesterday, moving a 7th-round pick to the Panthers for Andy Dalton, who's due $3.9 million next season. So the move draws eyes to the future of Tanner McKee, who's currently the backup here in Philly. Will the Eagles look at moving him? Speaking of looking at moving players, of course, there's still conversation about A.J. Brown. Adam Schefter joined us yesterday. He talked about where the market is for A.J.
I think the Eagles, in an A.J. Brown world, would look to be able to wait to make a trade just because of the cap situation, right? And who knows what the Patriots or anybody's roster is going to look like on June 1st.
So, still time to wait and patience needed. The Flyers took down the Ducks 3-2 last night. It took some patience. It was in overtime that they did that. Noah Cates had the game winner. Flyers still have 15 games left to play and have some life. They play the Kings tonight at 10:30. You can hear that game over on WMMR. Sixers play the Kings in basketball. That game, 10 p.m., you can hear it here on The Fanatic. And we have a week till opening day for the Phillies. Yesterday, Andrew Painter threw 4 innings of one-hit ball down in Clearwater against the Braves. And the Union and the city of Philadelphia are going to be announcing the FIFA Fan Festival for the World Cup this summer. A nice event there. This update is brought to you by Odoo. Go ahead and check them out. All your business apps in one place. Running a business is hard enough. Odoo makes it easier with one simple all-in-one platform. Start today at odoo.com. That's odoo.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
All right, it is 9:31 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5. The Fanatic will start the segment with some pretty big NBA news to keep an eye on because we don't know the seriousness of it. But Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons, of course, the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, collapsed lung and will miss an extended period of time, according to Shams. Now, collapsed lung could be something that you're good at a couple days later, or it could be much more serious. Like a buddy of mine actually had this happen to him a year or two ago. He was a big runner, and it just happened. Like he was.
What does it? I'm totally ignorant to this. What does it come from?
It could happen from traumatic injuries.
I've heard it from car accidents before. But I've never heard it from just happening.
Yeah, well, my buddy was going for a run. He was like, "Man, I'm just not feeling it." And then he went back to his apartment. wasn't feeling good. Went to the ER just to check, and boom, collapsed lung.
Okay, that scares the crap out of
me. Out of nowhere, and it wasn't like he got run into and look, you think about the NBA, your bodies are constantly
that's wild.
Making contact. So something to definitely keep an eye on because Cade Cunningham's a freaking stud. So something to keep an eye on in the NBA.
Okay.
All right. Let's get a couple more picks here. We're in the Sweet 16, and then we have a big life question to discuss. Johnny, you're up. We are at Duke St. John's.
St. John's.
You.
Oh. No, believe me, no one's saying ooh more than me. I can't stand him. But he's a great coach. And that's a great team. That is a great team.
So is Duke.
That's a great team.
All right.
Duke is the odds-on favorite to win it all.
I know they are.
All right. You said it confidently.
Okay.
Connor, UConn or Michigan State?
That's a hell of a coaching matchup.
2-3 matchup. That's why this bracket, the East, is the one to watch the most out of all the other regions.
Give me the angry coach.
Which one?
Give me Hurley.
All right. I have Florida Vandy. Sorry, your Vandy dreams are dead.
They should be.
I will go with the Gators.
They should be. We're not arguing about that, right?
All right, Johnny, you got Houston, North Carolina.
Houston.
All right, Houston moves on to the Elite Eight. Connor, you have Arizona and Arkansas.
I love Zona so much this year. Give me Arizona.
Arizona. Sorry to live Kincade. I'm going to go with Purdue over BYU, Johnny.
Okay.
All right, John, Michigan or Bama?
Michigan.
Thank you very much. Connor, you guys vetoed the Kentucky pick. Iowa State or Tennessee?
Iowa State.
All right.
I think they're a nasty team.
They played Arizona really, really
And they're
tough.
a nasty team.
Man, I got the St. John's UConn. Well, I don't think St. John's will be there to
then-
begin with,
then
so I
that's who
will
you do.
pick UConn. All right, so we're about to enter the Final Four momentarily. All right, this is a life question. By the way, Philadelphia 9 on our YouTube chat wants to know, can you buy a Honda from the Davis Honda via the Davis Honda text line?
What?
You can't, I guess, right?
Davis Honda text, like if Philadelphia 9 texted in his routing information and bank account
and
information.
what you're looking for.
You know what? Do it just for fun, and I'll take a look and see what
Connor,
I
the
can
amount of times your banking information has ended up in someone else's hands,
That's a good point.
Don't tell it to anybody
Yeah,
else.
now I need somebody else's. I got to
Hey,
get my link back.
would you
That's a
sell
good point.
Carlos the Honda
If I were to sell it,
to Davis?
I would sell it to Davis.
We could sell
I'm not
your
selling it yet,
Honda
though.
through the text line.
I could.
And give the commission.
Somebody might want it. It still runs well. All right. Did you guys see the story that came out yesterday regarding Val Kilmer?
No.
No. Didn't he die?
He did.
What happened?
There is a movie coming out called As Deep as the Grave.
Okay. Oh, no.
Kilmer was casted in the movie back in 2020.
Okay.
He passed away last year, so
Right.
I don't know
He died last year.
why it's taking so long. This is not like I'm not a movie.
Might have been a
buff.
COVID thing.
Could have been.
Okay, what's wrong?
They are using an AI Val.
It's funny to me too.
Did
Different
he,
AI?
did he agree to that? I mean, he had to have agreed to
His
it.
family is agreeing with it.
Okay.
According to his daughter, Mercedes Kilmer, he was always looking at emerging technologies with optimism. Like Val Kilmer was one of those guys. Like he's
Okay.
not anti-AI.
Good.
As a tool to expand the possibilities of storytelling, this spirit is something that we're all honoring within this specific film of which he was an integral part.
Because a lot of actors are pissed about this.
Yes.
They are angry, saying that AI is going to take jobs.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. It's kind of hard for live radio, but it's a possibility. Scary. Would you, if you could,
Okay.
watch a Phillies broadcast and it's Harry Callis, but it's the 2020, whenever that would be, whenever that technology is strong enough, would you pick that?
I'd check it out.
Why not?
Well, then you're kind of going against T-Mac. We
I
all
do
love
love
Tom
No,
McCarthy.
I said what Connor said. I'd check it out.
You would check it out.
I would absolutely check it out because here's one thing I would know is that Harry Callis isn't giving me any insight that T-Mac did when he was in the clubhouse before the game.
Sure.
So I would check out the Harry Callis broadcast just for the feel-good feels, but I'd be listening to T-Mac. Because no AI, Tom McCarthy is not going. Tom McCarthy's, I see Tom McCarthy at batting practice. When I'm at batting practice, I see Tom McCarthy.
Right.
When I see the manager sitting in the dugout before the game, I see Tom McCarthy. Harry Callis AI can't be there.
Sure.
So the broadcast is not going to be the same quality.
You do know that in hopefully a long, long time from now, there's going to be companies that are like, oh, this is cheaper.
Yeah.
We're not
What do you
paying.
mean in a long, long time?
Yeah, but the thing is, the
already happening.
broadcast will suck
Yeah.
because you won't have any. There will be no insight offered. Like the part of
Yeah,
the thing
because you
is,
can't have a real color analyst next to AI. Harry
I will tell you
Callis.
this. I will tell you this, and it is something that I will credit the Phillies broadcasters for. The Phillies broadcasters do a lot of legwork, radio and TV.
Oh, they absolutely do.
They are down at batting practice in the clubhouse, talking to people and everything. They do a lot. There's a lot of radio and TV guys who don't do as much as they do.
Yeah.
They really do legwork. So they bring you stuff. They bring you stories. AI won't be able to do that. Can't do that.
Sure.
They can pull something off of the Associated Press. Scott Lauber writes something in the Philadelphia
Right,
Inquirer.
and it
they
gets
can pull it off.
coded in.
But what they can't do, the AI can't go in the clubhouse before the game and have a personal conversation with Bryce Harper and bring some insight to the broadcast like Tom McCarthy can. And that's where the AI broadcast will suck. So, no, I won't put it into that at all.
Okay.
Like, that's why an NFL broadcast would suck.
But
with
you
that,
would
too.
welcome it because you would check it out.
Yeah, well, I'd check it out just for the feels.
Interesting.
Of hearing Harry Callis do something. It'd be funny to hear Harry Callis call something locally, but the two you'd have to. There's a little creepy stuff about that too.
There's a lot. Oh, dude,
does
there's
the
a lot of
family
creepy stuff.
does the family profit off of somebody who's dead?
So yes, I looked this
do
up.
you want to though?
Right.
Would you?
Val Kilmer's family will get paid for his AI being.
And the Screen Actors Guild, I promise you, is losing their mind.
I'm sure they are
They're pissed.
because somebody's losing a job for this. There's also been. I think I told you this. I was a Cobra Kai guy. You weren't. The Karate Kid show.
Hey, my buddy Sean Kanan's in
That's
it.
right.
So there it is.
It's been long enough, so sorry.
Spoiler alert.
They CGI'd Miyagi at the end.
Well, they had to. He's dead. But they were
no,
hoping Pat Morita.
Right, but they him and the family was not told that they were doing it. It then just came out. They're watching and they're like, "Oh my God, that's dad or that's grandpa, that's uncle." They just did it without their permission.
Well, it's weird when you brought that up is because they had they owned it.
Right.
So they had the right to do it.
That's icky to me, man. Like,
that's sort of weird.
It's weird.
You think that they would have reached out
and they did not.
and said to Arnold's family.
Yeah.
They would have said because he was Arnold first before he was.
But they
Mr.
did
Miyagi.
not. By the way, we're one note on the Cade Cunningham thing. This sucks. Bobby Marks put this out. He's played 60 qualified games.
Oh no!
Oh no! No!
Short of the number that you're supposed to get to. So if he misses the remainder of the season,
know what I do? Know what I do?
What?
I'd dress him. I'd put him out for the opening tip.
With a
And
collapsed lung?
I would put him out for the opening tip, and let whatever happen, and then take them off the court.
Well, now you're getting into fishy gambling.
No, but I would absolutely do it because
I'll take his under.
Because of the
Do you guys remember the Klay Thompson?
They would take
return?
him off. They would take him off the boards.
Do you remember the Klay Thompson return game?
Oh, they did do that. Didn't
Draymond Green was out with an injury, but he wanted to be on the court when Klay returned. So it comes out Draymond Green is playing tonight,
and he came out.
Somebody got tipped off that it was just to be at the opening tip,
and that's all he did.
And somebody made millions.
And he got taken off right after. It was the first possession.
Yeah, he parlayed all the unders of Draymond Green. It was like a big betting guy that has like inside information because that stuff's out there. Got a boatload of money, and I forget which sports book tried fighting, and they're like, "No, you put it. You put it up there.
You put it out there." Wow,
that's crazy.
Wow,
crazy. All right, coming up next, we'll announce our winner. Tom from Bluebell, our latest qualifier with the Leo Routins. Name that six of the play in the NCAA tournament.
I'm embarrassed.
We will announce our winner coming up next. Also, we got to finish our bracket. We're getting really close. It is Kincade Salciunas tip-off day of the NCAA tournament today, right after noon. You can listen to some updates with Middays with Marks. They come your way at 10 here on the Fanatic.
Keep it locked in.
right, it is 9:47 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Johnny's not in here right now, so I can read the comment from Dawood saying that Johnny's had two very horrific takes today, and one of them was the no talking at baseball games. No fun allowed.
See, now you're being BS. Now you're totally spinning at BS.
We did have a texter say, I can hear John's AARP card from his wallet.
You are absolutely spinning it. The same things you complain about, you're allowed to complain about it. The same thing. We just complain about different things.
No, I complained about the guy. It was a very specific story. I was sitting with my dad, and this girl didn't, she was sitting with her. She wasn't with this guy. It was me and my dad, these two dudes, and then these two girls, and they were not all together. And the guy kept on yeah, so this is why he's swinging like that, to this girl, and she's just like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, this is weird.
And you went on and you complained about it on the air. I heard the bit.
Yeah,
because the same thing is, it's somebody is at the game and it can take away from your enjoyment of the game.
Yeah, but they were at least talking ball, man.
Well, that's it. No, they're not talking ball. Mine is talking about the freaking HOA, which is just come on, dudes.
Man, I'm gonna tell my dad. Coop questions only before and after the game.
Say, oh, hi. So how's Coop's daycare going? That's great. Oh, there's another hit by Harper.
Pipe down, Dad. We'll talk about that after the game.
Say, come on.
What's his VORP? We got to talk about that.
Are you there to see the game or not?
Let's break down the stats on the on the big page. One more, Cade Cunningham, though. Again, if you're just tuning in, Cade Cunningham diagnosed with a collapsed lung. Sham says expected to miss an extended period of time. Tim Bontemps covers the NBA. He put out that C.J. McCollum has actually had this twice in his career, which is nuts.
Really?
In 2023, he missed 3 weeks with it. In 2021, he missed 6 weeks with it.
The Celtics could catch them.
Right. So that's why I was trying to say we don't know the severity of it, right? It sounds severe. It might not be that bad, but McCollum has had it twice. Once 3 weeks he missed, once 6 weeks he missed.
I wouldn't believe it's going to be this opens the door for the Celtics to be the number one seed.
Yeah. And by the way, 6 weeks from today is the end of the first round. What if the Pistons can't win without Cade Cunningham? That might be the case. He's their team MVP.
What if the Sixers get to play the Pistons in a first round series?
That's why I brought it up. Not that you're ever rooting for that kind of stuff.
No, you're not.
But it makes the
Sixers.
Part of the reason
the
why
Sixers had a series one time in their history where they were an 8th seed.
D Rose and
one of my neighbors enjoyed that series very much. 8 seed,
Noah.
1 seed. There you go.
Noah. Noah. All right, Johnny, we got to finish this off. We are in the process of the Elite Eight. Oh no, are we in the, Elite Eight. Florida, Houston, the 1-2 matchup in the South.
Houston.
All right, Connor. Zona or Purdue? You like both of these teams.
Both those teams are good, Connor.
They are good, but Zona's better.
All right, Arizona. And then I got Michigan, Iowa State. I got to put my money where my mouth is. Michigan.
Yeah,
that's what I've been saying it since.
So 3-1 seeds in the
February. Iowa State's not winning that many games. They're winning a lot.
We have 2 seeds, 2-1 seeds.
That's fine.
Okay. So Johnny, you have UConn versus Houston in the Final Four.
UConn.
Connor, you have Zona versus Michigan.
Zona.
Wow, going against me. Well, then because you picked over Michigan, then I'm picking UConn in the Natty.
Stop.
There you go.
So UConn
veto.
National champions.
Connor screwed us.
All right. How many total points will be scored in the championship
Wait a minute. We
game?
could have avoided Connor's.
What?
You and I could have avoided Connor's pick.
No, I mean, it's not a lot.
Picking Arizona over Michigan?
Yeah, we both want Michigan.
How many total points will we score in the championship game?
171.
I was thinking 170-something.
I feel a little bit lower, but
is it
you
Price
guys
is
are already
Right
mad
rules?
at me, so you guys go. No, it's not Price is
Just
Right.
pick a
closest without going over, or is
No,
it
it's closest to.
Closest to.
Yeah.
Okay.
169.
Okay.
You said under.
Nice.
We were both in the 70s. 169. All right, our bracket is submitted, and if we win, we're going out to lunch as a show, and everybody else at the Fanatic can go pound sand. I kind of hate our bracket, but that's okay.
Well, it's sort of tough to do a bracket.
Hey, good news.
But it's
None
fun.
of us know anything anyway, so
Yeah,
we might
exactly.
win.
It's a crapshoot, man. All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. We got to close the Twitter poll, even though the poll will stay strong for 4 hours in the afternoons as well. But what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference, said Davis Honda in Burlington.
Yeah, we have a lot of people trying to purchase an automobile. Not currently available yet through the text line. Go see Davis Honda for that. This texter checks in, says, you cannot be a true Phillies fan without having some of that wake me up in October mentality when it comes to this team. When they go on their run and winning a lot of games, it's great. But with the postseasons of the past couple of years, it's hard to fully believe. That's from Chris in Tampa.
I can be a Phillies fan and not have that, no. I can be wary of whatever happens, but not wake me up in October. That's not in my DNA as a fan. It just isn't. Because then I'm not going to be entertained. That doesn't allow you. That, you know what? That's like a negative Bryce Harper vibe. I don't want that.
The entertainment aspect
is
of it.
like I'm entertained. I want to be entertained
every night.
Every night.
And look, we talked about it earlier. They legitimately, if Nola is. Like, you can pitch him, right? And Wheeler is somewhat of Zach Wheeler. You have a chance to win every night.
I'm worried about Connor winning our bet.
Oh, the
with
ERA.
Nola. Yeah. I'm worried about Connor winning that bet the way Nola's dishing. I think there's a great chance Connor wins our bet.
Wait, was that not on the World Baseball Classic only?
No, sorry about that, buddy. But I think it's looking good, a lot better for you right now, because the starting rotation of the Phillies is looking really good.
I'm going to put an Italian horn in his locker to wear on a necklace for the season to get him right where he needs to be.
It might help. Who knows?
Connor, you know the best part is that guys who weren't even Italian were walking around wearing those things in my generation.
Yeah, speaking of not really Italian, Mr. Louisiana.
Exactly.
By the way, how about not really an infielder? Did you see yesterday's starting lineup for the Phillies as we're nearing the end of?
No. Who?
Stubbsy, third base.
Played third base yesterday
and leading off.
Oh, they're trying to get him out there, man. I didn't see. How did he play at third? Did he do a good job?
I didn't see it.
All right. One more thing before we check the poll to close it out. Did you see the Bryson Stott mic'd up video?
No.
Bryson Stott is still on his grandma's phone plan.
That's fine.
Apparently, he doesn't pay for it, though.
That's fine.
He's a Major League Baseball player.
My kid lives on her own, is going to be now living in another state. We have a thing where we could even add one more person to it for $10 a month. I'm not going to get $10 from my daughter. She's on my plan. I'm not getting $10 from. I'm not saying, hey, Liv, Venmo me $10.
Saying, Grandmama, I don't know what's. I know Bryson Stott made $5.9 million.
I'm not Venmoing. I'm not asking my daughter to Venmo me $10.
I'm saying Bryson Stott making $6 here. Like, come on,
yeah,
man.
But I'm sure Grandma's benefited from that. I promise you. I'm not going to ask her to. It's the only thing, by the way. It's the only thing where she is still tied to us financially. Is that $10 a month? Thank you, T-Mobile.
I know she's doing well, but she's not making $6 million.
Thank you, T-Mobile.
I think it's bad of Bryson Stott. All right, Connor, the Twitter poll, Iron Mountain Men's Health, Dr. Avenatti Pill.
Still very much up. How do you view the Wake Me Up in October Phillies fans? 36% saying bad fans, 48% saying they understand why, and 16% saying totally agree with them.
All right. Well, that'll do it. Enjoy the tournament. Enjoy a class with your students that don't care about the college tournament.
Yeah,
that's how the day started. I'm devastated.
Yeah, they weren't like, we're fine. We can watch it before, watch it afterwards.
Oh, God.
I like it.
Sound like a bunch of suck-ups to me.
I like it.
Everybody have a great rest of your day. Middays with Marks next here on The Fanatic.
Now,